Hello, everybody. I believe that we are live, and yes, we are. Hello, everybody. My name is Harry Rice. I review games for the Montreal Canadiens. Tonight, we played against the Boston Bruins. It was not an amazing game. It was very entertaining, very fun. We're gonna get into it. I doubt we're gonna be going for 3 hours like we were last night. Matter of fact, I know we won't be because holy hell, that would just be insane. But we will talk about the game. We're going to get into the opening lines. We will talk about my thoughts on the game. We'll go into the overall final season stats for the Montreal Canadiens. And then, along the way, I'll read any comments or questions that you guys have. Put them in the chat. Or if you're watching this after the fact, put them in the comment section below, and I will get to them. This is the final game of the year for the Montreal Canadiens. We will probably be streaming starting Sunday, potentially. Saturday, I will be going out with the family. So I was originally planning to do something Saturday, but again, we're going out. So I will try and probably stream either Sunday or Monday for sure. And that's when we will start the off season technically for the channel. And Lucas C with depression. Craig is officially retired. Has he announced that he is retired, Luca? Or is it just heavily believed right now that he is done in the National Hockey League? Because goddamn, what a hell of a run for him. It sucks he never got to lift the cup. And you know what? Hey, good on Craig, man. Some battles, a lot of Habs defeating him over the years, and hell yeah. I just noticed his jersey looks really yellow because of the light. I should probably turn it, but I'm too lazy to do that right now. So yeah. No, in the post game he said, "This is it." Did he, Luca? Oh fuck, man. Honestly, those are kind of the best types of retirements where you have that feeling before their last game, like okay, it's more than likely, and then post game, that's when you know, like, yeah, no, this is it. I'm retiring. That's those to me at least are the best retirements, not the ones where it's like beforehand. I mean, granted, the ones like Jonathan Toews, for example, are still really fun. There's no real like bad retirements. The only real bad retirements are when you haven't played for like 2 years and it's officially like, yeah, no, I'm retired. Like, yeah, no, David Desharnais, no fucking shit, you know. Lucas C. Mezar v. Lemieux or Mayu. Logan Mayu, there we go. Mayu game one is a 5-1 W for the Knights. Hey, let's go, Luca. I love Philip Mazar, but goddamn it, I gotta go for those London Knights. I want Logan Mayu to do great. I know Mayu had an assist tonight. I'm glad that was the case. The opening lines for the Canadiens tonight were, oh god, the final season lines for the Canadiens. I don't know if Toews is done. I think he might go home to Winnipeg and FA. Oh no, yeah, Luca. Well, I mean, like I know he's not retiring, but he's like officially done as a Blackhawk. He is officially done as a Chicago Blackhawk. I feel like if he does sign anywhere, it's a 1-year deal, and he probably only plays about 50 games of the year if he even is lucky enough to play that many next season. But yeah, no, he is confirmed done as a Blackhawk, and yeah, that sucks. But you know what? Hey, it's going to be a situation I think where again he might go home to Winnipeg. Who knows if he signs with not exactly, but say a Colorado or a Tampa Cup contending team to be a bottom six forward, maybe a third line guy. We'll see. I don't even know what's going on in that Blackhawks game because I had my complete undevoted attention to the Canadiens game tonight. The Blackhawks, if I can look it up real quick. I'll give score updates from around the league because why not? This is going to be fun. The Maple Leafs won 3-2 over the Rangers today. The Blue Jackets beat the Penguins in overtime 3-2 somehow. The Devils came back down, I think 4-1 or 4-0 against the Capitals to win 5-4 in overtime. The Bruins beat the Canadiens 5-4. You know this if you had eyes and read the title. Or saw the thumbnail, you know the Canadiens lost. The Hurricanes beat the Panthers 6-4 to, I believe, clinch the top of the division. So I believe that playoff series is locked as Devils and Rangers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe with the Devils and Hurricanes both winning, things stay the exact same. The Sabres beat the Senators 4-3 in overtime. Very fitting end to Craig's career. The Lightning destroyed the Red Wings 5-0. The Avalanche are currently up 3-2 on the Jets with about 9 minutes to go. The Wild and Predators are tied at 3 with 2 left in their game. Stars are up 1-0 on the Blues with 5 left in their game. Flyers are up 4-3 at the end of the second in that game. I will check real quick to see how many points Jonathan Toews has in his Blackhawks finale. He has approximately 1 goal. So he has scored a goal. That's really awesome. You love to see it. The Oilers are up 3-1 on the Sharks halfway through the second period. Ducks are up 1-0 on the Kings 7 minutes in. Coyotes and Canucks are tied at 1 6 minutes in, and the Golden Knights Kraken are tied at 0 because they have not started yet. So that's scoreless. He scored. Yeah, Luca. Yeah, I just saw. Thank you for that update. What's up, Harry Gabriel? It's going wonderful. Thank you for coming by, my good sir. Much appreciated. Glad to see you here. Wishing they'd announce Caulfield. Me too, Gabriel. I mean, tomorrow is the end of the season. I mean, Ken Hughes was on during, I think, the second intermission, and he was talking about the Caulfield signing, and he was asked to provide, was asked to do give like some sort of like, oh, how close are you to signing Caulfield? And he said, can't really say anything. We're having discussions, so if you ask me, I feel like probably around the beginning of next month is when it gets announced. I would think. It's completely tough to predict these things. You know, you can say, oh, I think they're going to sign Cole Caulfield, tomorrow, and then it gets announced, say, near the draft, or you could say, oh, I think he's going to be announced at the beginning of next month, and it might be announced 4 days from now. You know, there's always that you can never really predict when extensions are going to be signed. Like who predicted that Freddie Gaudreau would be signed today? Like I don't think anybody did. Boston, Florida, Toronto, Tampa, Carolina Islanders, and Rangers Devils are the matchups. Thank you, Luca. I will definitely do a bracket league. I'm considering doing a live one this year, but considering that the video that I've done the last 3 years have gotten increasingly more and more views, it might be better for me to do, perhaps I do a live stream and then upload like the highlights. Personally, like upload the highlights as a video the next day, for example. The only thing is I'd have to record the stream in a higher quality than I stream at, because I only stream at 480p, and I'd want to upload it in like 720 or even 1080p. But then again, like I said, I will more than likely, like I said, just do a video and then maybe go live afterwards to talk about the playoff matchups that I have. Because right now, I would have some interesting takes about these series probably. So yeah. If only the Habs would play every game the way they do against Boston, I believe they'd be a contender. William, there's a decent chance that we would be a contender, at least a contender for the wild card spot. What do you expect of the Habs this upcoming October? Another tank year, or a year where we start progressing and maybe competing? Wolverine definitely competing. I don't expect the Canadiens to really tank hard unless we have more injuries. If it's another year like this year where Caulfield's season is cut short, Jack Guy's cut short, and Monahan's cut short, Slavkovsky's got short, all these guys getting hurt, then I expect us to probably fall out of the playoff race quickly. But if it's a year where guys can stay relatively healthy, then I do expect a year where we're competing. I think we could maybe compete for a wild card spot next year. I think the only thing that really depends on is Caulfield really living up to whatever contract he gets, which I think he absolutely will. He should be a 40-goal scorer next year. Suzuki continuing with a really, really nice upward trend of setting career years every year that he's played. So next year, he, I think, had 66 points this year. I'm expecting 70 plus next year. I think that's fair to assume out of Suzuki, especially if he is playing with Caulfield throughout most of the year. I think Harvey Pinard should be a good middle six type of forward. I think that the Canadiens are going to have some expectation on them next year again of start competing. I think nearing 40 wins is what we want. Yeah, I think that I think that what we're gonna want, what we're gonna get is a competitive team that nears 40 wins, potentially maybe not in the wild card spot, but for example, is able to compete for a wild card spot for most of the year, sort of like how Buffalo was this year, just hopefully without an 8-game losing streak in there come March. So yeah. Hey, Randy, yawn. I will do that for you. Whew. I will like this stream so I can see the predictions of yours. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate that. I'm glad there's one person that wants to see the prediction video coming out sooner rather than later. I mean, we will see when it happens, when the bracket is eligible to be not voted on, but you guys know what I mean. I don't know if every playoff matchup is determined officially, or if there's still ones that can change. I'm actually going to look up the NHL standings right now. So we know all the matchups in the East. It's the West that I think we are dependent on. Because Colorado still has 2 games left. They can easily jump to first in the division in the Central. Dallas could still clinch first as well. Edmonton, I think, could pass Vegas for first in the Pacific. The Kings are basically guaranteed third. I believe they might have the tiebreaker in Seattle. I'm not exactly sure, but they might. And then obviously Winnipeg is clinched. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting on basically the West, and I'd assume Tuesday Oh no, Tuesday. Sorry, Saturday is when you can start getting the stuff for the bracket challenge. I'm assuming, and yeah. But thank you, Randy. Lucas, draft lottery, here we come. Yes, indeed, Lucas. I will be live more than likely for the draft lottery. Whether it's on Instagram again this year or we actually do it live on YouTube, we will see. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really really fun, and I think it's gonna be fun to do a live stream, see what you guys think about the lottery and us. Do not no don't go live and jinx it if we get the first pick. No, Lucas. I mean, last time we went live during the draft lottery, we did win first overall. So yeah, there we go. Never liked the phrase tank to me. That means intentional losing, which they did not do. I mean, William, to be fair, like the tank, like for teams like Montreal, wasn't really used as intentional losing. It was more so just, hey, we lost a guy to injury. Let's go. The tank is real. You know, it was basically more of a joke. For me, I don't think we intentionally tanked by what the definition should be. But yeah, no, I don't think the Canadiens intentionally tanked. I don't think we ended guys' seasons early. The only guy I think we ended a little bit early was Caulfield. He probably could have played a handful of games and then could have ended the season. Hell, he said himself that he would have continued to play have had the Canadiens been in contention for a playoff spot, which is completely fair, I think. We just shut him down early as a precaution, which I think what we did with probably a majority of the guys, including Slavkovsky. But yeah, for me, the phrase tank for me, it's basically just another word for rebuild, basically. Like, oh, we should tank, we should rebuild. It's kind of one and the same. At least to me, it basically is. From an outsider's perspective, next year depends on who you draft. If you get first or second, then you can contend. Hopefully not drafting Fantilli if we get second overall, because fuck Adam Fantilli. If you don't win a lottery, I could see you around where the Sens are right now, mid-80. So basically contending for a playoff spot until like March or something like that, Luca. That's basically what I'm saying. Like, I definitely think I don't think it's more contending. I think it's more just, again, like competing, nearing 40 wins, and just, I think that's kind of what the Canadiens do regardless on who we get. If we do end up with Connor Bedard, though, we are immediately a playoff contender, 100%. We have the depth to do it. We have the superstar ability with Caulfield, Suzuki, and Connor Bedard. We've got the offense on the blue line with Matheson. I think Gouli can have a decent offensive season. Barron and Harris can provide some decent points, barring that they stay healthy. Jack Guy's a great three-way defenseman. Savard's a pretty good defensive defenseman. We've got decent guys around, and hell, even in net, Montembeau's not bad. Montembeau's pretty solid. So yeah, I don't know. I do think the Canadiens are going to start competing again next year. The white jersey in the back will be collecting dust until the beginning of October. More than likely, Randy. I mean, if the Canadiens are still playing, it would make sense. However, I do see me wearing it on stream occasionally. I'll probably wear it for the draft lottery. So yeah, the Habs should re-sign Monahan, Gurianov, let Byron and Drouin walk in free agency. Wolverine, I agree with you on Drouin only because, again, it's probably better for his mental health. He had a pretty good tenure as a Canadian when he was staying healthy. I thought he was actually all right as a Canadian. A lot of people harped on him because he has mental health issues, and because he didn't hit, which isn't his style of game. Keep in mind, these same people that hate Drouin are the same people that praise Michael fucking Pezzetta for no reason. So, yeah. Byron walking in free agency, it wouldn't surprise me, unfortunately, if Byron retires. It sucks to say. But Byron, it feels like if he didn't even play one game this year and it's an issue with his leg, I don't know if I can see him recovering from that. I'd love if he could and signed somewhere and had a good rebound season, 20, 30 points. That'd be awesome. But for me, I do think he retires, unfortunately. Whether it's this offseason or next offseason, I think Byron, unfortunately, does likely retire. Hoping for Bedard to not be a Blue Jacket. Randy, me too. Randy, I'm hoping he isn't a Blue Jacket either. Obviously, I'm hoping for the Canadiens, but if not Montreal, I'd say Blackhawks. Bedard to San Jose. Luca, do you want him to go to hell for the next 10 years? Usually players don't tank, only GMs tank. Exactly, Randy. I mean, even then, the GMs don't really even try and tank because it's kind of their job to build a competitive team. If the owner knows, like, okay, or if the owner is fine, obviously, with a rebuild, then yeah, no, obviously the GMs are allowed to sell off guys. But even then, like, the GMs, I don't think really try and make their team the worst possible team. I think they just try and, they try and just be competitive, basically. I think they try and make teams that can at least be competitive and not get embarrassed every night, which is what we've done. We've been competitive, not we've gotten embarrassed every night. Hello there. Hey, Dexter, how's it going, man? Much appreciated. Glad to see you here, my good friend. Hello. Although I would like to see Montreal get first overall again, I'm not expecting it. William, yeah. I mean, I'm probably not expecting it either. I'd love for it to happen. I'm not expecting it to happen, but I would want it to happen. Byron should be hired as an assistant. Well, what would he be good at, though, Randy? What would he be good at as an assistant? Tired of superstar players going to Pittsburgh or Chicago? Nah, it's fine, Randy. It's fine. Those are the markets that drive. Like, look at Pittsburgh. Fucking Crosby, Lemieux, and Yager. How many times has the NHL been wanting to move Pittsburgh, and then boom, Lemieux, Crosby, and Yager, they come around. That's good for the state of hockey. That's good for the state of hockey, is to have superstars spread out across, not just in not just in Pittsburgh or Chicago or Boston, for example. I think it's fine. And yeah, like Chicago, like Taves and Kane, I mean, they've had two in the last like 40 years. Who was the last superstar before Kane and Taves? Probably Jeremy Roenick. That was probably the last big superstar. Maybe Chelios, if you want to count defensive phenoms. I mean, Kane and Taves again. Like, I think it's fine. Skating coach for Byron Lucas. That actually wouldn't be bad if his leg can still like be halfway decent. He can help with the young guys with their skating in some way. I think that'd be sick. What are you good at? Well, Randy, I'm not a hockey player and I'm not an NHL player who's meant to be playing. So yeah. Cry about it, Randy. Exactly, Lucas. Exactly. Cry about it. I was really hoping for a close game, and all I could hear is Steve. Yes, if you're a goaltender, 10 the goal. Dexter, yeah, man. Me too. I put it in my notes when that goal was scored, and we'll get to that obviously sometime in this stream. We'll get to that obviously, but yeah, no, definitely. If you're a goaltender, 10 the goal. That's kind of all I could hear too when that goal was scored. It was just like, oh god. Hey, Randy, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? What do you think you're doing, Randy? You do not remove don't remove his comments, my guy. Don't do that. That is abuse of power. I don't know what you think you're doing, Randy. But yeah. I feel bad for Bedard if he went to Columbus. No disrespect to Columbus, but if I were Bedard, I'd want to play in a big hockey market like Chicago or Montreal or maybe even Anaheim with Zebras. I got what you were looking at, Wolverine, but I think it's funny that he wants to go to Anaheim to play with Zebras. I think that's probably one of the funniest comments tonight. But yeah, no, I would feel bad for Bedard too, man. I'd feel bad for Bedard as well. If he went to Columbus, it's like, oh wow, I get to play with second line bum Johnny Gaudreau, and I have to try and pass to Patrick Laine. Yeah, instead of going to Montreal or Anaheim or even Chicago. They're a big market. They don't have many superstars, but it's a big market. I'll get a lot of attention, but then again, I don't know. Bedard feels like the type of guy. He seems like the type of guy where he would gladly go to wherever he's drafted to out of respect for that team, and he would try his best to make that team competitive and help that team win. I feel like Bedard doesn't strike me as a guy where it's like, yeah, no, I don't want to play here. I want to play here specifically or anything. He doesn't strike me as a selfish Adam Fox type, basically. Yeah. Yeah. So Lucas, again, I'm sorry for Randy. I don't know if he timed you out or, yeah, I don't know actually no, because I'm pretty sure it would have told me if you were timed out. I'm sorry about that, my guy. Yeah. So yeah, no, Randy, you've lost your mod for now because yeah, that's abuse of power. I don't know what you were thinking by doing that. Before Roenick, it was probably Stan Mikita. Exactly, William. Before Roenick, it was probably Stan Mikita. I think Headed will go. Yes, I think Bedard will go 32nd to Boston. Me too, Dexter. Definitely, he's gonna somehow become the most toxic figure in hockey and drop all the way to Boston. Definitely, my guy. Definitely. That's definitely what's gonna happen. Definitely. All right, so the opening lines for the Canadiens again. I'm sorry, boys. I might have to leave stream in a minute because I gotta get some water. I have some in my bedroom, but oh boy, my throat is dry as shit right now. But the opening lines for the Canadiens were Drouin, definitely last pick in the second round. Exactly, Dexter. Exactly. The opening lines for the Canadiens were Drouin, Suzuki, Armia, Pitlick, Evans, Gallagher, Farrell, Tierney, Gurianov, and Pezzetta, Condotta, Teasdale. Fazio with the nah in the chat. Hell yeah. Matheson, Barron, Edmondson, Weidman, Kovacevic, Allard. He's going undrafted. Yeah, that is true, Fazio. Bedard could go undrafted. There's a small chance that he could. There's I don't know. I think a team might take a waiver on him in the 6th round. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. Connor Bedard, yeah. Oh, damn, Fazio. Leak Pornhub footage from Bedard. That would be very funny. That would be very funny. 2 of the guys in the lineup tonight, by the way, would not finish the game. God damn it. Well, I gotta go. Not toxically say this. Not toxically saying this. Good luck golfing. Thank you, Dexstar. Maybe that's what I'll do, actually. Maybe that's what I should do, boys. God, that'd actually be funny. What if I spent the next, 2 days creating golfers in a golf game? I don't know if you can. But what if I spent, the next couple of days creating guys in a golf game and then, did a Habs golfing tournament on stream? What if I did that, boys? How funny would that be? How would you guys watch that? Because I think it'd be funny. Lucas, I checked the DMs. I did see that you were placed in timeout by Randy. Randy has lost his mod for the time being, and I did mod your other account. I will mod this one as well because you seem to alternate between the accounts. So, yeah, there you go, Lucas. Hell yeah. Hey, Fazio, yes, you did make the playoffs. Congratulations, Fazio. Jets made it to the round of 16. They will probably make it to the round of 8, and we'll see from there who they face. But yeah, congratulations, Fazio. I hope you deserve I hope you enjoy the playoffs. However, that may last 4 games up to, I think the most you can play is, 24, no, 7, 14, 28 is the most you can play in the playoffs. Whether it's 4, 28, anything in between. I hope you enjoy the playoffs. Yeah, Lucas, that's weird. I don't get why you're timed out on Sokol. I should have. Yeah, I have you modded on that channel. That's weird. Would you want selfish players on your team? I wouldn't, but you brought up Adam Fox. Would you say the same about Dubois, considering he's wanted to go to Wolverine? No, there's a different situation there because he was in Winnipeg, or he was in Columbus, and the thing with Columbus is that nobody wants to be there. I wouldn't consider Panarin a selfish player for wanting to leave Columbus. God, my mouth is dry. Boys, I'm sorry. Give me 2 seconds. He did it for 300 seconds. Okay, so it was 5 minutes then. It's a standard 5-minute timeout. Boys, I'm sorry. Give me 20 seconds. I'm going to go into my bedroom. I'm going to get some water because my throat is really dry. So I'm sorry, boys. Give me just 20 seconds, like I said. Entertain yourselves. Look at the Habs jersey. Talk about Gallagher, Waugh, Duran, Conn Smythe, Price, Toffoli. Talk about the correlation between those players. I'll be right back. We'll be fine. Well, those guys knew I wasn't going to get water. I was going to get cocaine. All right, boys, we're back. We're all right, boys, we're back. I can't believe that we actually gold in Winnipeg now. Fazio, I can't believe you're gold in Winnipeg either, my guy. Hair got Slimer in the white jersey. Yes, I did, Fazio. I did get Slimer in the white jersey. My water is leaking. My water just broke. By the way, boys, I forgot to point out Montreal today. Somehow it was 30 goddamn degrees. I wore this jersey for the first and second period. I think you can understand why I'm a little bit sweaty today. Thank you, boyos. All right, so yeah. Sam Montembeault gets started net. He is going back-to-back. Jake Allen backs him up. I thought he might have played his last game as a Montreal Canadian, but turns out he didn't play tonight. I thought he would have gotten maybe a little bit of ice time, but no, surprisingly he didn't. Pepe, thank you, Lucas, man. Much appreciated. The opening lines for the Bruins. Why am I so fucking... I'm out of breath. I don't get why. By the way, there was no hat trick scored. I'm just wearing the hat because, again, it's the end of the season. I figured why not. But yeah, what did Randy do? Fazio, Randy just timed out Lucas because he was saying some shit. The opening lines for the Bruins were Marchand, Bergeron, Debrusk, Bertuzzi, Zach, Pastrnak, Hall, Coyle, Lucio, Greer, Frederic, Hathaway, Orlov, McAvoy, Lindholm, Carlo, and Grizzlick, Clifton were on the blue line. I disagreed with him, so he timed pretty much, Lucas, exactly. Jeremy Swayman gets a start in Bruins for the Bruins. Some guy named Bussy backs him up with Olmark being out until game 1 of the playoffs. So we unfortunately did not get any boy Bussy in this game. Before the game, Lucas Condotta makes his NHL debut, 25 years old, unsigned out of the draft. And yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry, Wolverine. I didn't get to your question. I'm sorry. But do I consider Pierre-Luc Dubois selfish because he wanted out of Winnipeg? No, not really. It's the same reason I wouldn't consider someone like Artemi Panarin or Sergei Bobrovsky selfish for wanting out of Columbus. Clearly, there's been locker room issues. There was locker room issues in Columbus, I think, with Torts there. We all know the infamous last shift of Pierre-Luc Dubois as a Blue Jacket. There's clearly been locker room issues in Winnipeg, which is why I think everybody was fired at the end of last season. Fazio can remind me exactly what the hell happened there with the Jets last season. Your mom says hi, Eternal Render. Tell your mom I said hello. Thank you for watching the stream. I'm assuming you both are watching the stream. I don't know if you both are, if you just showed her me, but thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. And hello, Eternal Render's mom. Hello there. Chose not bad on the poll. Thank you, Eternal Render. I appreciate that. We will get to the poll results at the end of the stream, like usual. But yeah, no, again, I wouldn't consider Dubois selfish because he wants out of Winnipeg. Again, there's been clear locker room issues where he went against Columbus with Tortellini, John Tortorella. Winnipeg, there's been a bit of locker room issues there. And then this year it seemed to get a little bit better. He's having a career year this year. For a player to want to play in a specific area, again, I don't think it's necessarily always selfish. If you're doing it right out of the draft, for example, like Eric Lindros was an example where I don't think it was selfish. For me, I'd say it's more of a case of I would say that it was more of a case of Lindros told Quebec management he would not play with that owner on the team, with that owner of the franchise, and they still picked him. That's completely different. If you're getting drafted and then you tell the team, for example, oh, I will not play here, like an Adam Fox did, that's a bit toxic. That's toxic. At least play for that team. At least show them what you can do instead of, hey, no, I want to get traded. And then you get traded. And it's like, I don't want to be in Carolina because fuck Carolina. Who even is in Carolina? Because, yeah, like most Carolina guys, yeah, who wants to play in Carolina? But and then, hey, I want to be in New York. Trade me to the Rangers because not the Islanders because I don't want to make the conference finals 2 years in a row. But sorry, boys. So, I wouldn't say, again, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's more a toxic situation with Dubois. I'd say the Fox stuff is toxic, but Dubois wanting to play for a place like Montreal, or if he wanted to play for, say, Boston or, say, Detroit, that, again, wouldn't be toxic. It'd just be, hey, I'm just letting you guys know. He let them know, 3-4 years in advance, I'm not going to be playing for your team in 3 to 4 years. When I have the chance to be a UFA, I'm going to free agency and I want to play for this certain team. He's letting them know. They have the option to trade him or to not to trade him. Dubois, I'm pretty sure, has not said, I only want to play for Montreal. I'm sure he said he's down to go somewhere before going to Montreal. That's what a rental is for usually, I think Dubois leaving to go to Montreal is kind of the same issue as it's kind of the same as when, not Ryan Getzlaf, but say Corey Perry. When Corey Perry gets bought out by the Anaheim Ducks and he goes to free agency, the Ducks wanted to get rid of Corey Perry. They didn't like the salary cap that he had. I'm pretty sure they bought out the last year of his deal. It's arguably the same sort of situation, just kind of reversed. The team didn't want to pay for Perry. Dubois doesn't want to play for the team, for the Blue Jackets. So, again, for me, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily a toxic situation with Dubois. I think it's just more so I want to play in this specific place. You can trade me there or I can walk. It's, it's up to you guys, basically. Lucas, yeah, we did talk about Craig Anderson retiring. It sucks that he is, unfortunately. You had a horrible year and you won't even get Bedard. Well, you know what, Noah? The Hartford Whalers are still irrelevant. So, common Noah, no L. You're stuck with Slav the Bust. Yes, Noah. And you guys are stuck with Ryan Suzuki, who's never going to make the NHL unless he comes to Montreal. We'll give you Mike Hoffman for 2 first-round picks and Ryan Suzuki. Do you think the Adam Fox situation is different from Dubois? I believe I kind of answered that, Wolverine. I think so. Adam Fox, again, didn't really tell Calgary management, until they wanted to sign him, that he wouldn't sign there. Traded to Carolina, where again nobody wants to trade, wants to be in Carolina. Said that's when he told them, I want to be on the Rangers. And so I definitely think it's different. It's definitely different. Where again Dubois has let the organizations that he's been with know he wants to play for Montreal, or at least Columbus. I don't know if he did it, or Winnipeg. I don't know if he did in Columbus, but he's at least let them know. Habs guaranteed 5. No, we're not actually. Eternal, we're not guaranteed Will Smith at 5 at all. Definitely. Like Lucas said, we aren't guaranteed 5. Someone could bump us down. We could move up. We could win one of the lotteries, for example. There's always that chance. Worst Torts decision was Luongo in the Heritage Classic. Wolverine, yes, indeed. Not playing Luongo in the Heritage Classic was pretty damn stupid. NZA, definitely. Last stream of the season. Let's make it a good one. Honestly, Columbus might be the best team for Bedard. Columbus, I wouldn't say passionate fans. Fuck the small market. They got shit. He can be first-line C straight away. Good prospects. They got star player. I mean, I wouldn't consider Johnny Gaudreau and Patrick Laine star players at this point. Even Zach Werenski. He's a good top-pair guy. He's not a star. Laine, when he was drafted by Winnipeg, was expected to be a star. Gaudreau's had some star-esque seasons. He's just not been what he had needed to be so far. If Columbus can sign some splashes in FA, Columbus making splashes in free agency. Oh, what are you? Unless you're Johnny Gaudreau and you think you're signing in Columbus, New York. God, that's funny. Plus the Cannon Stinger best Faggio, no, best mascot is easily Yuppie and fucking what's his name in Philly? Screamer or whatever his name is. His name really should be Screamer. Gritty, that's his name. I don't agree with Dubois with the last shift in Columbus, but he clearly didn't like Torts. And in Winnipeg, there's clearly more to the story of him wanting out. Exactly, Wolverine. Like, the thing with Dubois, like, I don't necessarily agree with that either with him, just skating, I don't agree with that either. But again, he clearly didn't like Torts, and like you said, Winnipeg, there is probably, I think, more to the story than just, I want out, I want to go to Montreal. I do think there is something there with him either not liking Winnipeg management or Winnipeg management not liking him, for example. But obviously they got to keep him, because I should have muted because you probably don't like hearing of a water ball. So yeah, but I do think there's more to the story there. You won your division. Wow, good job. You don't need Suzuki when we're the best team in the league. Didn't realize that you were the team that just beat the Montreal Canadiens 71-72 team as the best regular season team of all time. I didn't realize you were the guys that did that. Well, Noah, you probably wish that you had the playoff success. Which team of ours, who between our two teams went to the Stanley Cup final in the last decade again? Sorry. Listen, if Dubois wants out, I don't give a shit. Let him be out. Well, Faggio, then get ready to pick for him by the Canadiens. Playoff success coming this year. Noah, funny joke, man. Funny joke. The Hartford Whalers doing anything other than eliminating the second round. I mean, NZA, it's not really so many players have hated him. I don't think many players at all have come out about hating Dubois. I feel like they just hate how he plays on the ice because he is a power forward. He's a better Josh Anderson. He's a more consistent Josh Anderson. God damn it, Lucas. Stop harassing Kat, please. But again, NZ, I don't know, again, if it's more players hating him and more so just they hate how he plays, So, yeah. Winnipeg has locker room issues with players like Scheifele, and even before Dubois came to Winnipeg, because I'm pretty sure Wheeler and Scheifele, I think, were the guys that bullied Laine out of Winnipeg, basically. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, Wolverine, definitely. I agree that they've had locker room issues for sure. And just I don't. I feel like there definitely is something more, but we're not hearing it right now. So yeah, I think personally, I think when we do find out, it's when all these guys are retired, their books come out or whatever, or I don't know, one of them comes out to the media about, I don't know, oh hey, do you know that Mark Scheifele and Blake Wheeler are fucking pricks? What a shocker! We can all act surprised when that's revealed. At the same time, Dubois, I don't know about that. NZ again, he wanted out. Yeah, again, I don't know about that. Columbus, New York. Yeah, Lucas, I'm pretty sure there's a legitimate Columbus, New York. Columbus, New York. Is there not a Columbus? Yeah, there's a Columbus, New York. Yeah, look it up, Lucas. There's a legitimate Columbus, New York. Look it up, my guy. I've had so many sims where Sharks and Ducks go 1 and 2 in the draft. Montreal stays at 5. That water bottle. Hey, let's go, Toronto Render. I'm glad that water bottle does not bother you at all. I'm happy about that. But yeah, no, I've had a couple sims. I've done a couple sims. It's taken me sometimes a while where to get Montreal at first. I mean, obviously there's the point where, okay, who knows? Maybe Montreal does jump up right away and they get first or second, or Montreal falls to 6 or 7 because two teams ahead of them somehow won the lottery. There's always a possibility. I don't think two teams above Montreal win the lottery. I think what happens is we either fall to 6th or we get first. I feel like that's what happens. I don't think we stay at 5th. But yeah, no, for me, I definitely think that there's a possibility Montreal could stay. It wouldn't surprise me, but I'm expecting either to move down to 6th or jump to first. Brendan Moore is the best coach in NHL history. Yes, clearly, Noah. Definitely. With 0 cups under his belt, definitely the best coach in NHL history. I mean, then again, never mind. He might be, because to coach a team with that little talent, he has to clearly be the best coach in NHL history. To coach a team with that little talent to the playoffs, a team like the Hartford Whalers, that's got to be really funny. Wheeler and Shifley bullied the hell out of Atlanta. Yes, they did, NZA. That sucks. Kat, how's it going? Thank you for coming by. Much appreciated. Dubois is so bad. Habs will have another bad contract on them. Yes, Noah, because clearly, Pierre-Luc Dubois, as I put. Pierre-Luc Dubois. You guys are going to like the comparison I'm doing here. You guys are going to like the comparison that I'm about to make. Yes, clearly, Pierre-Luc Dubois, who currently has 63 points in just 73 games. Career high, and nearly a career high in goals. I think the Jets are playing right now, so he can, I think, beat that. A career high in assists, career high in points. Career high in, near career high in plus minus, actually. 63 points, who would currently be third on the Carolina Hurricanes. Probably first. Clearly, he is a bad player. No, I guess that means that a vast majority of the Carolina Hurricanes suck ass. I got promoted to mod. We should go on a date with my new Rays. Yes, you should, Lucas. Hell yeah. Kat, go on a date with Lucas, please. Tough call. What coach hated more? Tortorella by other teams or Babcock by... Oh, what coach was hated more? Tortorella by other teams or Babcock by his own team? Probably Babcock, because he was actually an abusive piece of shit and just a fucking coward. I hate Mike Babcock. Tortorella, I love his style of play. And if I'm a head coach of a team, I'd rather be hated by other teams because of how good my coaching is over being hated by my own players because I'm a fucking prick like Mike Keenan. So, yeah. What do you think about the possibility of the Jets and Oilers round 1? Kat? Probably Jets in 6. It wouldn't surprise me if the Jets end up taking that series like they did in 2021. Wouldn't surprise me. When do playoffs start? Yeah, next week. They start the 17th. NZ, is that true? No way. Do the playoffs really start that early? God damn. Hey, Future Boy, how's it going, man? Thank you for coming by. Much appreciated. I Lucas. Hi, Harry. Just popping in for the last stream of the season. Hey, John, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank all you guys for coming by to the last stream of the season. I'd rather play LA than the Jets. John, I absolutely get that. You guys beat the Jets last year. I think, what was it? 5 games you guys beat them in. So it doesn't come to a surprise to me that you would rather face the Kings over the Jets. Can you live stream? Yeah, Future Boy, I'll be live streaming more in the off season. Don't worry about it, my guy. I will definitely be doing a good amount of off season streams. At least I'll be planning to do that. But John, thank you for coming by. Much appreciated. Zarbian, how's it going, man? Thank you for coming by. Devils are pathetic. They really thought they would top the division. And the Hurricanes are, the division. Definitely, Noah. New York teams are so overrated, just like the Hartford Whalers. Can you live stream playoffs? Future Boy, Habs aren't in the playoffs, so I won't be doing any recaps, for example. I don't know. I'm probably going to be doing some... this is absolutely... I'm just going to keep my hat like this, I think, for the rest of the stream. No, I'm not gonna keep the hat like that. I look stupid like that. But Habs aren't in the playoffs. I'd love to follow the Panthers or the Penguins, but again, Penguins aren't in the playoffs, and Panthers are probably out in the first round, especially if they face Boston, because I think it's Carolina Islanders and Boston, Florida, I think. So yeah, Boston probably takes out Florida. It genuinely wouldn't surprise me if it's a 4-game sweep for the Bruins. Yeah. No, I'm not saying the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm saying the Hartford Whalers, my guy. Get it right. Drysdale's at 127 points. God damn, that's pretty good for a first-round exit right there. But Lucas Condotta makes the NHL debut. Frederic is back in the lineup along with Justin Barron, both on the blue line. Habs go to the power play less than a minute in. Jeremy Swayman's called for a delayed game with puck over glass. Habs tried to press. Matheson has a good slapper from the point with an easy pad stop. You always love those good slappers, right? The good slappers. Eastern Conference is set. Yes, it is, Cat. Yes, it is. That was last year. Yeah. The playoffs begin on April 17th. That's going to be fun then. If they start April 17th, I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. Bruins are able to clear and kill it off. We are 0 for 1 on the power play today. I don't know why I said PK, but we are 0 for 1 on the power play today. Yeah, sorry. Bruins have a great chance. That stop by Montembeault with a really nice save. And the Canadiens score Lucas Condotta. First career NHL goal. Wow. From Michael Pezzetta and Joel Teasdale. So Condotta, his first NHL goal. Teasdale, first NHL assist, first NHL point. Condotta with his first shift, first shot, first goal. Great chance there. You love to see it. Kid looks very happy. And 1-0 Habs lead early on. William, it is definitely weird not seeing Pittsburgh in the playoffs. I don't mind it, though. I don't mind it at all, though. Harry, we have a better shot than the Hurricanes, Leafs, Bruins at winning the Cup, I believe. Never. Well, John Speed, given that McDavid couldn't carry your bitch team to a conference finals victory over the Avalanche at all, yeah. Definitely no team stands a chance against playoff Brent Burns when Brent Burns has done what again recently? Exactly nothing in the past 3 years. Last time he made the playoffs was 2018-19. Yes, clearly teams want nothing to do with a guy who hasn't made the playoffs in 3 years and is only having a good season this year because he doesn't know how to play defense whatsoever. Clearly, definitely. Seattle's outplaying Vegas early. I like it. Me too, Cat. Hell yeah. A Jets YouTuber brought up a point which may not mean anything, but Dubois and Scheifele don't follow each other on social media. I mean, yeah, Wolverine. I mean, that could mean something. It might not. It might be a thing where Dubois, like, how many Jets does Dubois actually follow on social media? So I think there could be that again, where, is it a thing where Dubois just doesn't follow anybody? Does he follow everyone except Scheifele? Is that a thing? Or is it just kind of a, is it just kind of a, is it just more of a, oh, he just doesn't follow anybody, he doesn't use social media? Or again, is it a, yeah, no, there is definitely some merit here because he follows everybody except Mark Scheifele on social media. I would have to find that out first before I really make an opinion on that. Yeah. I just read that. Will a Canadian team make it all the way this year? David, there's a half decent chance apparently with Edmonton, how good their chances apparently are making the Cup finals. Toronto looks like they could legitimately defeat Tampa Bay somehow in the first round this year. Then they'd have to get through Boston, which good luck, Toronto. I don't know. And then Winnipeg, of course, there's always that upset story there. Then Calgary, Vancouver, Montreal did not make it this year, neither did Ottawa. So yeah, there's a little bit of a chance that the Canadian team makes it all the way this year, but I don't know. We'll see. I took Kraken, true story. Let's go, Eternal Render. Expected the revenge. That'd be very nice. Hopefully that does happen. Noah, if the Canes don't win the Cup, I'll use my birthday money to donate $100 to you. Well, Noah, I am screenshotting that message. I'm screenshotting that message, and I am going to put that in my league because why not? Why not? So yeah, we'll see. Noah, as long as you promise that you will not make any excuses when the Hartford Whalers are eliminated in the first round, that'd be fun. Thank you very much in advance for the $100 donated to the channel. I just checked that, and yeah, they don't follow each other. Exactly, NZA. Yeah, like again, like you said, like I could be right, where it's don't follow each other, and it's the only one he doesn't follow, or he literally doesn't follow any of the Jets on social media, for example. I don't know, and like you said, NCA, like we don't know what's going on in their personal lives. We don't know what's going on, like when that's Sorry, boys, my throat is going really dry tonight. So yeah, sorry, boys. Better start getting the money ready. Exactly, Cat. Exactly. Oilers versus Bruins at the simulation. I'd probably say Bruins in 5 then. He will say he's hacked. Probably William. I spent my birthday money for V-Bucks. NZA, are you saying what Noah's going to be doing? I spent all my money on V-Bucks. Definitely. He is confident. He is very confident. McDavid in 7. I'm sure he's in render. I mean, that'd be fun. McDavid winning the cup. That'd be fun. It's the only one he's ever going to win. But yeah, sorry, boys. If the Ducks lose, it's not like that wheelchair kid from Malcolm in the Middle. If the Ducks lose tonight, I kind of sound like him, do I not? When I do that, if the Ducks lose tonight, they officially have the best chance at Bedard because they finished last. Well, John Speed, I hope that happens then. I want the Ducks to lose because I would not mind if they get Connor Bedard. I hope Toronto's out in the first round to keep up the tradition. David, that would be fun. That would be pretty funny. Everyone's bandwagon team this year. Mine's the Devils. Jacob, I mean, like, what are we considering a bandwagon? Just a team who made the playoffs? Or I'd like that just because Zebnik would be eating his words. Indeed, Kat. I think we would all like that. Because if we're going off, like, overall, like, oh, if you make the playoffs, you bandwagon for that team, low key, Islanders and Kings are probably my bandwagon teams. The Islanders, the Kings, and the Kraken. I love what the Seattle Kraken might be able to do in the playoffs. I don't know if they'll pull a Vegas and go to the Cup Finals and then their first year in the playoffs, but yeah, okay, the team we want to win the Cup, then yeah, no. I'm going with the Islanders, the Kings, and the Kraken. Those are the 3 teams I would love the most to see the Stanley Cup, winning the Stanley Cup. I would love for the Ducks to get Bedard, please, not the Sharks or Chicago. Jeez, John Speed, I wonder why you don't want the Sharks or Chicago to get him. It's almost like McDavid can't handle legitimate competition. Kraken can beat Boston. I don't know if I'd say that. I don't know if the Kraken can beat the Bruins. I don't know if they'll be able to. Just because regular season and playoffs are usually 2 completely different things. So I don't know, but we'll see. I don't think they'll be able to, but I'd like to see it happen. It'd be fun, but I just don't think it would happen. Y'all ain't ready for Freddie? Yeah, no, we're not ready for Freddie to suck fucking dick in the playoffs. He's gonna win the Vezina in the playoffs. Yes, clearly, no, there is a Vezina in the playoffs. Clearly, you are the smartest guy in the room. Clearly, he's gonna win the Vezina in the playoffs. Very smart, Noah. You definitely know your puck. All right, let's get on with this game and ignore the retardation. Bruins look to push back after the Canadiens lead. Habs come back in numbers. If I had to bandwagon a playoff team, Islanders or the Oilers, Isles Cup Finals, my preference. Yeah, Wolverine, I think the Oilers and Islanders, I mean, like, if we want, like, exciting hockey, then it would probably be the Oilers and the Bruins in the finals, just because, like, those are 2 teams that can play a little bit of a physical, hard-hitting, and offensive style of hockey. Both teams can kind of play that type of hockey. But if it were, say, like the Islanders and the Oilers, the Islanders would definitely have a more defensive, slow the game down, end the game 28-21 shots. Basically, it'd be kind of boring, honestly. I think Oilers and Bruins would be a much more fun Stanley Cup final. Technically, if we want pure offense, it would probably be Oilers Toronto is what we'd want. But then again, no. I don't think we want that. The Islanders are. I just read that. Ignore the retarded. Thank you, Kat. I'm glad you like that. We're better than the Islands. I mean, you are better than the Islands because the Islands don't have teams. The Islanders are a team, though. Rematch of 83 and 84, William. Yep, definitely. That is true. Rematch of, I believe, both the 83 and 84. It should be. Freddie going to be the same old Freddie in the playoffs, so he's going to choke a Game 7 and allow a really soft squeaker. Oilers should have won the West with goaltending last year. Definitely a turn render with their elite 6 goals per game goaltending. Definitely should have won the West. Wild versus Canes would be a mental final, and it's pretty realistic. I don't know about that, Jacob. I don't know if it's pretty realistic. Again, the Hartford Whalers, probably a first round out. I could see the Wild being a very, very solid kind of dark horse to make it out of the West to the Cup Finals. That wouldn't surprise me if that ends up being the case, if it's the Wild with someone. The Habs were in a rebuild, but I'm really disappointed the Flames were eliminated. Never fun when both your teams are out. Definitely NZA. Definitely a disappointment for sure. If I were the Flames, Daryl Sutter might have to be out. This year. I don't know. The way that they played, I don't know. Like, they get eliminated via Jacob fucking Markstrom. It's just, I don't know. What pick so you think the Habs get this year? David, what pick do I think the Canadiens get this year? We're currently, I think, have the 5th best odds at Connor Bedard, so we have 5th overall right now. I see us either winning first or dropping to 6th. I don't know if we stayed 5th. Like I said, I think we either win first again or we drop down to 6th. I think a team ahead of us gets 2nd overall, and then the Ducks stay at 1st overall. But again, would love 1st, expecting 6th. Won't be surprised if we stay at 5th, for example. So, yeah. I totally forgot you're streaming. Hey, no problem, Cameron. Don't worry about it, my guy. Don't worry about it. I think a lot of people forget I'm streaming most of the time. Yep, NZA Sutter played Richie instead of Toffoli or Lindholm, exactly. And I think that right there is probably what gets Daryl Sutter fired. Because it's not like, okay, we're one of the worst teams in the league. Go give Richie that chance. Okay, why not? That's a fun moment for Nick Ritchie. He doesn't score, whatever. No. You're in a playoff race. So instead of, Toffoli, who could be pretty good in the shootout. Yeah, Lindholm, yeah, you're pretty good. Nah. Hey, you at the end of the bench, your 4th line plug, Nick Ritchie, yeah, you go out there. You're up. Like, me, coach? Yeah, you go out there. Okay. Yeah. Like, I like Nick Ritchie. I like Nick Ritchie or Brent, whichever one they have. I think it's Nick Ritchie. But I like Nick Ritchie. But you don't put him in a shootout unless you're in, like, the 9th round. You don't put him out there unless you're at that point. Flames drafting better than the Flames? Probably, yeah, Eternal. I'd probably say so. If we're going off goaltending, Dustin Wolf definitely destroys Jacob Dubs. I don't know if I'd say destroys Jacob Dubs, but I don't know. Like, right now, you can definitely say that because one of them is in the AHL, the other's not in the NHL. One of them is in the AHL, the other is not. So, yeah, I think Jacob Dubs he's still not in Europe. Yeah. Couldn't score 10 in the final game against the President's Trophy winner, officially worse than last year. Yes, indeed, Sporty. I hope you're having a great day, Sporty. I hope you enjoyed the Sabres win. And I hope you enjoyed Craig Anderson's last ever National Hockey League game. Thank you for making the Senators blow, 3 straight leads? Thank you very much, my guy. Dustin Wolf is crazy, Eternal, definitely. I really like Dustin Wolf, and I was wishing the Canadiens could trade for him. There's still that possibility because they do have Markstrom and Vladar. So they might just trade Wolf maybe. And if they do, Montreal has to come a-calling. Absolutely. 17th overall, Dvorak and Kidney for PLD. No chance, Jacob. There's no way we're getting anything. No way we're giving up anything with 17th overall, Dvorak. Like, there's no way. There's no way, Jacob, that we're giving up Dvorak, 17th overall, and Riley Kidney for PLD. Primo and the Flames 2025 first for Hart. Edmondson to anyone for a late first. At a top 5 pick this year, and it's going to be crazy next year. Yeah, Jacob. I mean, again, like, I wouldn't mind getting Dubois. Again, you can probably trade maybe a second Matthias Norlander and a roster player like a Yoel Armia, for example, for Dubois. Primo and the Flames 2025 first for Hart. As long as that pick is conditionally top 5, for example, or something like that, I'd be more than fine with that because, again, I'd much rather get that first round pick at 5 overall. I'd rather get a top 5 pick in 25 over give that up for a decent starter in Carter Hart. I mean, I don't really want Carter Hart, but like, okay. But Edmondson to anyone for like a late first round pick, I don't mind that at all. Or if you want to try and get a first next year and try and get Florida to get fleeced again or a team like that, I'd be more than fine with that. So yeah, this is a great look for me, boys. I think we can all agree with that. No, but sorry, I'm just gonna. There we go. It's looking a little bit better now. A little bit. Oh God, there we go. All right, get this dude. Oh wait, sorry. Happy we were able to stay bottom 5. Just gotta pray and hope we move up. Exactly, Gabriel. I mean, pray's not gonna do much, but you know what? Hope that Habs are able to rig it and get first overall out of that. That'd be really awesome. You gotta hope for that. Definitely, just gotta hope and just say, Kent Hughes, please use some of that Molson fund. Jeff Molson, use that Molson fund and pay $300,000 whatever dollars you gotta pay. Get Connor Bedard. You just gotta hope for that, basically. Montreal be cup contender. David, I don't know about cup contenders in 2 years. I think 4 to 5 years is when we're cup contenders. But I think playoff contenders, we should be pushing for a playoff spot in 2 years, definitely. I think we definitely should be. Get this dude if we win the Devils. If we beat the Devils last week, tomorrow would have been a play-in for a Sporty. That sucks, man. And that sucks too, because it also would have been against the Islanders. Or you're not playing the Islanders, I don't think, but it would have been like a play-in against the Islanders to either you guys or them make it. That sucks, Sporty. That genuinely sucks that tomorrow would have been a play-in. And I guarantee you're going to win that game too, probably. You're probably going to win that. Exactly, Gabriel. We don't have to give up a lot for PLD. We have to if he wants to come here. Winnipeg has literally no bargaining power. If they don't like us offering a third Matthias Norlinder in the contract to Yoel Armia, we can just say, all right, cool. We don't have to give you anything. We'll wait the another year. We don't mind. We'll wait the year. And they can come to us crawling and say, hey, a third Norlinder and Armia will be a third in Armia. and Norlinder and Armia. And say, okay, we'll take that, We can leave Winnipeg whimpering. We have all the power there. Whew. Wolverine saying, same for the Habs. I expected this with the Flames after all the drama last offseason with Gaudreau, Tkachuk, Getting, Huberdeau, and Weegar. There definitely was a lot of expectation. Wolverine definitely was, especially with Huberdeau. I believe officially having the largest drop-off from points one season to the next. He went from, 107 points to 55 this year. That has to be the biggest drop in points ever of course, except when players retire, because technically that's the biggest year-to-year drop, but players that actually play in the National Hockey League from one year to the next. I'd rather sign PLD, next year too, but realistically, if they're trading from the draft, Jacob, it would make sense. Honestly, it would make sense if we trade from probably during the second day of the draft, for example. Winnipeg probably comes calling during the first day, hey, so that Florida pick that's like 17th overall? How about we do 17th, 90-something, like 93, I don't know what our third-round pick will be, 93, and you throw in a prospect, and we'll sauce you Pierre-Luc Dubois. Montreal will be like, fuck you, we'll do that third you want prospect, and we'll do Yoel Armia and Brendan Gallagher's contracts. Fuck you, take that or leave it. And if they refuse, they thank you, fuck you, bye, and then tomorrow they can just probably call us and be like, hey, Gallagher, third, and Armia. It's like, we'll give you Norlinder. Straight up. No, they'll probably, honestly, yeah, no. I think we definitely have the leverage here for sure. I wouldn't mind signing PLD next year, but I do think we end up trading for him at the draft. It wouldn't surprise me. Habs getting a second overall pick, Eternal, I wouldn't like that because we probably drafted Adam Fantilli, and I don't think Adam Fantilli is going to be anything more than a bust in the NHL. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Either way, I think we either get first overall from the lottery or trade to get him. Cat, as long as we don't have to trade Suzuki, Caulfield, or Slavkovsky, or Matheson, or Montembeault, I'd be more than fine with that. If it's a deal where if it's, say, as much as I love him, Jan Mysak, Owen Beck, say 5th overall, say we stay at 5th, for example, and a second-round pick, or say Calgary's first in 2025, I wouldn't mind. Like, if it's 2 prospects, 2 firsts, even like a second and a roster player, I don't think I would mind giving that up just to get Connor Bedard, because Bedard is that fucking good. Remember Bettman's reaction to the lottery draft last year? Imagine him this year going twice in a row. Gabriel, it would just be like, and first overall goes to the Montreal Canadiens. He would just he'd grit his goddamn teeth probably. I love Bettman, but it was pretty damn funny. Harry, what are the most likely upsets? Toronto beating Tampa Bay beating Toronto. Boston. Most likely. Toronto beating Tampa. You can really only talk about the East because the West right now is still undetermined. So you can really talk about the East, I think. So, yeah. I don't know. I think it's just, for me, I think you can't really talk about most likely upsets until the entire playoff picture is done. So, yeah. As long as we don't overpay to trade up to number 1, we'll be fine. Exactly, Kat. I mean, even then, if it's an overpay slightly, again, as long as you're not giving up Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Matheson, Gouli, or Montembeault, that's fine, I think. I think as long as you're not giving up one of your core 6 players, I think that's fine. Hopefully next year the injury stop for our players, they're always getting hurt. Exactly, David. Yeah, no, I don't think we'll have 3 straight years where we're this injured as we were last year and this year. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. I just realized I skipped a comment. I'm sorry. Who said that? Sorry. Wolverine, what are your thoughts on Horvat's comments on Vancouver? I think he's completely valid. Vancouver didn't make the playoffs once while he was with them, barring 2021. He never got to witness the fans in the playoffs for the Vancouver Canucks. every time he was there, it seemed like it was completely fucking miserable, and it was just a waste. When he was traded to the Islanders, they've immediately embraced him. They're a playoff atmosphere in the regular season most nights, just like Montreal, just not as good. So yeah, no, I don't know. I think he's 100% right in saying, it's certainly better than Vancouver, that's for sure. I'll tell you that for free or whatever he said. I think he's valid in that. I think he's valid to have his opinion on where he likes to play the best between his two teams or three. No, it's been two, I think, so far. I think he's valid in there. Can we sniff a wildcard spot next year? Gabriel, we could. If we get Bedard and Dubois, we are going to be a playoff contender easily. If we just get, say, Dubois and then, say, sign probably a veteran forward just to be a third, fourth line guy, 1 year type of deal, someone like a Corey Perry, not him, because actually, no, I think Perry's deal does expire after this season with Tampa Bay, actually. So we technically, as long as he doesn't resign, we technically could go out and sign Corey Perry again. But yeah, I think someone like a Corey Perry, for example, or what we did with Kovalchuk, where we bring them in, they're a nice veteran, they have speed, they can score. They're just winding down their career. I think we get them for the veteran leadership, basically, and just kind of play their game. I think that'd be fine. I think we can definitely at least sniff a wildcard spot, and I think be competitive for a good portion of the year. We might not make it, but I definitely think that we can be competitive for a vast majority of the year, if not end up getting that wildcard spot. But I do think we are competitive for a good portion of the year. Michkov at 5, Sandin Palika at 17. Don't know much about Sandin, but Michkov at 5 would be, that'd be sick. The only thing is we could probably get Michkov at around 17, wherever Florida's pick ends up being, because he's going to fall hard. I do think Michkov ends up falling a good bit because of the Russia situation. That'd be fun, though. I do believe the Habs have to win a cup before another Canadian team will, just a superstition. They were the last to win, so they have to win again before another can/will. William, that'd be sick. That would genuinely be awesome. Yeah, I think that'd be awesome to see the Canadiens win another cup before another Canadian team. See them get 25, and it would just be awesome. Salty Wings, how's it going, man? Thank you for coming by. Mishak, I don't know if you can say he fell off. I think he's just having a hard time adapting to North America, I think. Yeah. Exactly, Jacob. Nobody's probably going to be trading first overall unless it's McDavid and Draisaitl, McRegular season and Draisaitl. But you know what? We can dream. Every fan base can dream that, hey, maybe we can get first overall, without giving up everything, maybe. Every team can dream about that. You think Noah, you know what? You're a Hartford Whalers fan, so I don't think you can really talk about other fan bases being dumb, my guy. Also, big shout out Sebastian Aho again, who signed an offer sheet, wanted to come to Montreal, but unfortunately Carolina had to torture him for 5 more years. Good luck, by the way, signing Sebastian Aho. I think after next year, I think is when his contract ends. Is it this year or next year? I think it's I want to say it's next year that his contract expires. So good luck trying to give him more money. Yeah, it's after next year. He's a UFA. He's going to fucking walk. Absolutely going to walk. No doubt about it. Thoughts on Devs? Devs. Salty, who's Devs? What do you expect from Arbor next year? Salty, given that he ended the year with roughly 13 points in, I want to say 55, 60 games, I think a decent 20-point season is something you can expect out of him. I think you can expect 5-6 goals, 20 points. Oh, the Devils. Oh, I'm retarded. Okay, thoughts on the Devils? They should be a good second, third round team at the very least. The only thing that might hold them back is potentially their goaltending. For me, it's less of their goaltending is not great. It's more of can they handle the playoffs? Because I like Akira Schmid. I like Akira Schmid. If Blackwood is even eligible to play, I don't even know if he's played at all this year. Should be decent. I like Vitek Vanacek. I like Vanacek and Schmid as your goaltending tandem. Blackwood could be a decent guy for the Habs to go after. I don't know if he's eligible to play, but that'd be cool. Oh, God, my hair is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Don't need to change a thing about it. But but the Devils should get to the second, third round. It wouldn't surprise me if they do. So, yeah, that'd be fun. Oh, my God. Jesus. God, my voice is going out already. But yeah, no, what do I expect from Arbor? Like I said, probably a 20-point year. Low-key lead the league in penalty minutes. I might expect that. Given that he was, I think, tied or up by, I think, 8 penalty minutes for the league lead in pins before he got hurt, and probably either would have led or been real close to the lead by the end of the year. I don't think it's a big surprise to expect he'll probably fight more. He'll get more points. He'll probably just overall develop well. Again, it wouldn't surprise me to see Arbor with a 20-point year next year. 15 to 20 is probably expectable. 25 plus, bit unrealistic. 50 plus, not going to happen. I think Jack-Eye could maybe have a career year of 35, 40 points, but I think he's mostly a 15, 20-point defenseman, more focusing on the defensive and physical aspect of things, but has a decent upside. Not upside, but a decent offensive ability to him. He just doesn't use it as often as he probably could. Okay, against Reeves Gabriel, yeah. That'd be sick, seeing him knock out Ryan Reeves. That would be awesome. Well, no, given that the Habs have literally a top 2 prospect system in the NHL, and that's what pretty much everybody is saying except really stupid Hartford Whalers fans, which is all Hartford Whalers fans. No, your team won't be good until I'm dead. So unfortunately, not 14 years because you're probably like 2. Actually, I probably shouldn't. Actually, no, I'm not gonna finish that joke because that could probably get me banned off YouTube. YouTube, that was a joke. I was trying to make a joke and I didn't know how to phrase it properly, so I abandoned it. YouTube, don't ban me. LoopTube, yes. Honestly, if YouTube renamed itself LoopTube, I would upload more frequently. What's up, guys? You're watching Hero Race live on LoopTube. That actually does not sound. That sounds probably like not a site that Noah could visit. If each cop is available at 5. Well, Gabriel, here's the thing as well. You got to keep in mind the Russian factor. If we can pass on Michkov at 5 because we expect that he'll be there at 17 if we pick there with Florida's pick, for example, and we end up, again, passing him on him at 5th because we think we can get him at 17, I'd be fine with that because, there's no point in, say, passing on, say he jumps up this much, but I see it in the chat, David Reinbacher. Say he jumps up to, say, 7th projected, for example. There's no point in taking Michkov and then passing on Reinbacher when you can pick Reinbacher and then get Michkov a little bit later. I think there's always that strategy of the draft of, okay, we have these 2 picks at this spot. This guy's projected here but could fall here, so we want to take that risk and go for this guy. I think there's always that strategy element that not a lot of people really talk about, if you ask me. David, definitely. Lane Hudson is a real good player. He won't be on the Canadiens, I don't think, next year. I don't think he's going to be in the NHL next year because even if he signs, if he does, which I don't think is going to happen, he could potentially end up getting playing a couple games, I think, at the end of the year. But I do think he signs probably after next season, I think. I believe he let the team know that he wants to go back for his education. So it wouldn't surprise me if he either stays all 4 years of college, then signs with Montreal, or he just does I want to say this is the second year of college, does the second year of college, and then comes over to the Montreal Canadiens. Wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, just watch some highlights on Reinbacher. There's the comment where I saw Reinbacher. Thank you, Salty Wings. I kind of want him now. Salty, that's kind of gay. No, but gay. No, but legitimately, I love the voice track during that too. No, but legitimately, yeah, no. I was watching some highlights on David Reinbacher probably a month ago. From what I can remember, he has pretty decent puck skills, good offensive upside. The only issue is some of the plays that he makes don't always work out, and I believe it said his skating is what he has to be worked on. Thank you, Boyer, for the hearts. I'm pretty sure that's Boyer putting the hearts in the chat. Thank you very much, Boyer. I much appreciate it. Prediction, the team from 6 to 12 jumps up to the 2nd overall pick. Gabriel, that'd be fun. No one would be cleaning egg off his face when the Habs win a cup before his Kansas. Definitely William. He probably will be, and it would be the most hilarious thing of all time. I hope that Hughes pulls him a car. Oh, Salty, Luke Hughes, I guess you mean like goes off in the playoffs and then has a really good rookie season and wins the Calder. That would be funny though. That definitely would be really funny, and I think it would be pretty damn cool, honestly, to see Jack and Luke both tearing it up on the Devils. Quinn doing pretty good in Vancouver because Vancouver fans don't know what they got in Quinn Hughes. Legitimately, I've seen some really stupid opinions that Quinn Hughes is nothing more than a top 4 defenseman in the NHL, like a top 4 pairing, not a top 4 overall defenseman, but a top 4 defenseman. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, that'd be funny. Do you think Damon goes to Detroit? Severenson. I could see Severenson getting traded to Detroit. He's what, 27, 28? Is he a pending? I think he's a pending UFA next year. Yeah, he's 28 years old. I want to say he has one more year on his contract. If I could find his cap friendly, that'd be able to tell me. I don't mind Severenson. I think he's a half decent guy. Okay, he's actually a UFA after this year. Okay, he's a UFA after this year. I like Severson. I think the Red Wings getting a guy like that who has 32 points. He had a career high of 11 goals twice, 46 points last year, in 80 games this year. Again, took a bit of a step back, 32 points, but improved his plus minus to a career high of 9. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to get to see the Red Wings, to see the Red Wings try a guy like Damon Severson. I think he'd be pretty interesting to see in the Red Wings jersey. Hopefully, he can provide that offensive skill on the blue line that Detroit needs. And I could see him potentially going to Detroit in the offseason. Habs going to draft some mid-ass WHL player in Adam Crystal. Who is even Adam Crystal? Because I don't think you're saying his name right. Yeah, no, you're definitely not. You are definitely not saying his name right. I'm looking his name up right now, WHL. Oh my god, you fucking butchered his name. Oh my god, and you say you know puck. Jesus. You say you know puck, Lucas. Not Lucas, Noah. Jesus. Why are all people named Noah kind of douchebags? I just realized. Habs are getting Bonnie. Definitely Boyer, definitely. David, the NHL needs a commissioner. Yeah, Gary Bettman has been the longest commissioner ever named, but I don't know about that, David. I don't know if I'd say the NHL needs a new commissioner. I like Gary Bettman. He's done a lot to grow the sport of hockey across the U.S. People don't want to admit it, but the NHL has gotten bigger across the U.S. mostly because of Gary Bettman expanding to places like Tampa Bay, and to Anaheim. I think came in the year before he got in as commissioner. William, that is true. That is an insult to douchebags. I do apologize to all douchebags everywhere, except for Noah. But like growing the sport into Nashville and Minnesota, bringing back Minnesota. He's done so much to revive hockey in the U.S. And I think a lot of that, like I said, exactly, Bob. Bettman has added 8 teams to the NHL since he's taken over. Vegas and Seattle. Seattle, who was a market that was desperately in need of an NHL team. Vegas has been a really good add to the NHL family with the Vegas Golden Knights. I think Bettman has done an incredible job as commissioner of the NHL. You know, like people bring up the Arizona factor. Arizona, why haven't they moved yet? Because that's literally the only thing that people bring up that's bad about Bettman. People say, oh, how come a Canadian franchise hasn't won a Stanley Cup under Gary Bettman? Why haven't Canadian franchises been good since Gary Bettman took over? Why are people not doing that? So, yeah, it's just, for me, I think it's weird that people blame Bettman for everything bad that goes in the NHL and then everything that's good. That's all the players and all the owners. Like, no, the fucking players aren't doing shit to help the NHL grow, except Trevor Zegras, basically. Bob, how's it going, man? Happy birthday. Thank you for coming by, my good sir. Bob Cannon in the chat. Boys, can we please get a resounding happy birthday to Bob Cannon in the chat? That'd be much appreciated. That would be awesome. No problem, Bob. If you guys could say happy birthday to Bob in the chat, again, that'd be much appreciated. What would it take for a team to somehow pass on Bedard at number 1? Like, what would Bedard... well, Gabriel, for one, Bedard probably saying, I'm not joining your franchise. I'm going to wait my 3 years out and hit free agency. For some type of Logan Mailloux scandal to come out all of a sudden that, or Patrick Kane scandal where, he sexually assaulted someone, or, there's an alleged, like, he took pictures and shared them with somebody, which again isn't a big deal. But but that's the Logan Mailloux thing is the thing we can talk about in the future. But, it would take something like that, or him doing something racist, basically something racist, sexual assaulty, or just not wanting to join that team. That's basically what it would take for a team to probably pass on Connor Bedard. But even then, they'd probably do some type of Eric Lindros deal where, we'll pick Connor Bedard and then we'll trade him. Like, we can get a lot more for the player than we can for the pick, basically, So, yeah. Lots of positive things he's done, lots of negatives. Gabriel, even then, I wouldn't say lots of negatives. I'd say just maybe a couple negatives. Again, the Arizona thing, maybe. This the sort of cover up at first of the Blackhawks scandal. But there's a ton he's done positive for the NHL. One of them, Bob said in the chat, Bettman took the NHL value from $450 million to $5 billion in revenue in 30 years. That's really fucking good. He's become the commissioner of the NHL. He has brought in so many good things. The salary cap is another one. The revenues being up, the value of the league being up, and again the salary cap. I will argue that if you do not have the salary cap right now, you are seeing a super team in the National Hockey League. You likely see McDavid, McKinnon, Panarin, Fox, Hedman. Maybe like a Vasilevsky, for example. If he was still playing, Carey Price, you'd be seeing these players all on the same team, NBA style, to try and win a cup all together. You'd be seeing, to a higher standard, the 0-2 Detroit Red Wings. The Red Wings didn't go on and get bona fide superstars. They got a lot of really good kind of former stars. Brett Hull was still a pretty good top 6 guy, but he wasn't, he wasn't goal per game Brett Hull like he was in the early 90s or late 80s, whenever he had those fucking insane goal per game seasons. I think he had 3 of those, So yeah, it would just be like, it would genuinely be super teams being built left, right, and center. Now, where would you see those teams? The New York Rangers, the Red Wings, the Blackhawks, the Bruins. If you're lucky, Montreal and Toronto getting a couple guys, But like Bob said, those NHL superstars would all be on 2 or 3 teams. Everyone else would just have 16 Michael Pezzettas on their team, basically. Just have 16 Michael Pezzettas, exactly. So Gary Bettman bringing in the salary cap is best for the NHL. Exactly, Bob. A salary cap and a salary floor. People forget how important the salary floor is for the National Hockey League. So you don't just go out, like a team like Chicago, for example. They probably wanted to go out and get a bunch of fourth-line guys. All right, use all the prospects in the AHL, and then, trade Taves, trade Kane, trade literally everybody of any value, sign a bunch of guys for $900,000 or league minimum, and have those guys being our team. No, they can't do that with the salary floor. They have to be, I think, 22 or 23 million, something like that, from away from the salary cap is the minimum. So they have to say it's 82.5 million is the salary cap. They have to spend at least 62 or 63 million, something like that. So, well, oh wow, I have to spend $63 million. Yeah, I'll gladly do that. For normal people like us, that's weird. Like, okay, I'll gladly spend that money. For NHL teams, obviously, it makes sense. But like I said, like Bob's mentioning, exactly, the salary floor keeps the league more economically balanced instead of, again, a Columbus, for example, or Minnesota having a cap, or not cap, but having a spending average of $2 million. Okay, maybe not to the extent, but say $20 to $30 million. And then, again, the New York Rangers or the Detroit Red Wings spending $150 million on their teams to try and buy a Stanley Cup, basically. You have, the Red Wings, they've got, a couple okay. The Blue Jackets have like 2 or 3 superstars. Again, well, sort of superstars. Hero had some superstar seasons. Laine's not really lived up to the level of what he was supposed to be, but they have some good players, not just, well, I mean, they've got like 14 not Ken Johnsons. They have 14 Ross Coltons on their team, something like that. So it's, for me, again, I think Bettman has been nothing but great for the NHL. I think Gary Bettman has been nothing but helpful to the National Hockey League. And if he were to not have gotten replaced by or if he had not taken over as the NHL commissioner, low-key, the league might be dead right now. I know it's hard to imagine, but the NHL is not as popular as it is right now, and it might be dead. Genuinely, if Gary Bettman does not take over, the NHL might not even be a thing anymore. We might be having to watch the Montreal Quebecers, for example, as a team playing out of the QMJHL, for example. We might be having to watch the Florida Palm Trees playing out of the NAHL, for example. We might be having to watch 7 or 8 different leagues if Gary Bettman doesn't take over in 93. I think he technically took over. I think he took over after the Canadiens won the Cup. People don't. Exactly, Gabriel, exactly. People do not get that. There's a reason. By the way, John Speed, Draisaitl 128 points ties Kucherov's most points record since the 2000s. Wait, what? Most points record? What do you mean by that record, John Speed, by the way? What do you mean by that? But Gabriel, exactly. There's a reason that Gary Bettman is keeping the Arizona Coyotes in Arizona. The TV rights bring in, like you said, more money than Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg, Ottawa, and Vancouver combined. So, well, sure, okay, Tempe, 5,000 seat arena, ha ha ha, no fans, blah blah blah. The TV rights make the NHL a lot of money. The NHL makes a lot of money on the TV rights for Arizona, for Boston, Detroit, Chicago, all these teams. They make a lot of money for the league, even if they don't draw fans. Whereas again, like Edmonton, Calgary, a lot of the Canadian markets will get that. Will get the revenues off of fans being in the building, off of selling merchandise. So again, while teams like Arizona and Florida probably make more money from the TV rights, Canadian teams sell merchandise, and the fans being in attendance is what makes them more of a viable is what makes them almost on par. Basically, is what I would say. Granted, I'm like, yeah, exactly, William, exactly. You might not like Bettman, but you have to at least respect him for what he's done to improve the NHL over the last 30 years. Exactly. By the way, big happy birthday, pretty much, to Gary Bettman's 30th year anniversary, I believe being the summer of joining the National Hockey League as commissioner. Let's hope that there's a lockout in his celebration. No, I just can't believe that not one Canadian team has one cup. Sorry. I just can't believe that not one Canadian team has won the cup since '93. Sure, it'd be nice to see any team. David, it definitely would be nice, but I think it'd be the greatest to see Montreal get that first Stanley Cup since '93. Yep, exactly. Vancouver got to Game 7 and lost. Edmonton, Calgary, Montreal, and Ottawa all did go to the finals. Montreal and Ottawa both losing in Game 5. Calgary in 04 losing in Game 7 too, actually, like Vancouver. Edmonton in 06, I think, lost in 7 too. Might have been in 6 to the Hartford Whalers. I forget, but yeah, there's so I forget how many games, but yeah, no, a decent number of NHL teams have gotten to the finals since '93. They just haven't gotten it done. And again, Vancouver, they had that, I think, 2-0 series lead and a 3-2 series lead on the Boston Bruins too. They just couldn't get it done. Hey, Kat, welcome back. We need another team back in Canada. David, I mean, I don't know about that. We've already got 7. I mean, Quebec would be nice, but again, who are you going to take out of the NHL? Because you're not going to take Arizona out because they're in talks to build their new arena. You're not going to take Florida out. You're probably not going to take another team out of the league. So, I mean, like, the only real way to do that is expansion. But if you're doing expansion, you have to bring in Houston because Houston is a great market. You got to bring in Houston and Quebec, not only because, bringing in good markets, but also you get you get a team in each conference that balances out again. You don't want to have one extra team in the East or one extra team in the West. You got to have a team in both conferences joining the National Hockey League. Draisaitl over McDavid as a captain, definitely John Speed. I like Draisaitl more as a captain, definitely, absolutely. Oh my God. The thing is, during the COVID seasons, Arizona was blowing past the Canadian teams in revenue because not only did their TV rights make more money, they actually had fans in their arena. Exactly, Gabriel. During that COVID season, absolutely helped Arizona, like you said, because of the TV rights. And also they had legitimate fans in their building. They were filling up their building, and that's what helped them a lot during that season for sure. I mean, Kat, I wouldn't say Draisaitl's more of a crybaby. He's more willing to stick up for his team, is what I would say. He's more willing to stick up for his team over a guy like a McDavid or a lot of guys in the National Hockey League. I actually think that Bettman is backing Arizona because I think there's some big deal lurking in the weeds to actually build a real arena downtown Phoenix. That's Glendale and Tempe crap to play out. Otherwise, I don't see the end game in Arizona long term. And no, Bob, I don't think there's a big, like, obviously the Tempe deal with the 5,000 seat arena, it was signed as a 3-year deal to make sure that the big arena does get built. And it's basically just a way to keep them playing in Arizona without, say, going to Houston or Quebec. Like, hey, you guys get this team for 3 years, and then, we're going back to Phoenix. Like, I don't think it's, like, because that would be kind of a dick move. Like, oh, hey, Quebec, you get this team for 3 years, and then, nope, they're leaving. Like, obviously you don't want to do that, like I said. So the 5,000 seat arena, again, like, it definitely is just a way to get the real arena being built and to give Tempe and to give it time for that to happen. Since the start of the 2004, McDavid got 155 this year. The highest was Kucherov with 128 points, with Draisaitl just tied. That's pretty sick, John Speed, actually. Gabriel, it is sad to see Tay's last game as a Hawk. I would have loved to watch it, but again, I gotta do what the fans are. I gotta do what the fans want, and what the fans want is for me to look at the Canadiens and review the Canadiens game. So thank you guys again for being here. Much appreciated. I'm actually gonna load up the Blackhawks Flyers game right now and see if it's ending. It literally is already ended. Fuck. how's the San Jose and Edmonton game coming along? Well, let's give a quick update around the league. So Edmonton scored another goal. I don't know what the score is right now, but I'm assuming it's probably 9-1 for Edmonton, because why would the Oilers lose? Okay, they're up 3-1, so that's a lot better than I expected. The Kings are up 3-1 on the Anaheim Dukes. The Canucks are currently, if it would come up 4-3 on the Coyotes in second intermission, and Vegas and Seattle are, I have no clue because it's that commercial break right now. But that crosses into a political discussion. Arizona is a Republican state who are basically COVID deniers. As such, they allowed fans in arenas, while Canadian cities took a more cautious route and didn't allow. But I mean, even then, at that point, yeah, Noah's mom must have told him it's bedtime. I haven't seen him in a while. Exactly, William. Haven't seen him in a while. Notice the stream's been actually very nice and very peaceful since Noah left. So good riddance, I guess. But yeah, no, it definitely crosses. I would say it does cross into a little bit of political debate. You can say like, oh, Arizona, like you said, they're COVID deniers, so that's why they were allowing, this and that with the fans in the arenas. But it still doesn't change that fact about the TV deals, I don't think. That as well is true, Gabriel. Like, some teams at first in the U.S. weren't allowing their fans in the building, but by the end of the season, all American teams were having fans in the buildings, and no Canadian teams, barely any Canadian teams were having fans in the buildings. Montreal only got fans in the building for Game 6 of the first round. From there on out, they were allowed fans. I don't think even, if I remember correctly, I don't think Winnipeg was allowed fans even in the second round when they faced Montreal. I don't believe that they were allowed fans. So, I'm as far as I can tell, definitely there were a lot of Canadian places, a lot of Canadian teams that were very late. That is true, Bob. Canada didn't have 1 million deaths due to COVID, but then again, that then pushes into how many deaths were actually because of COVID, how many were just people being sick, and it's casual and it's categorized as COVID. Like, it comes into the whole that whole bullshit debate, which I don't really want to get into. I don't really want to talk about all that stupid shit from 3 years ago now. That's way though. Exactly, Bob. And anyways, let's just continue on with the game because I got to get through it real soon. Taze got a goal. Yes, he did, John Spiet. I did see he got a goal. Hopefully the Blackhawks won. That would have been nice to see in his last game. In fact, the Sabres were the first team to go to full capacity, a very left-wing state. Yeah, Gabriel, yeah. I mean, New York as a whole seems to be very left-wing. It does seem to be a very left-wing state overall. So yeah, it would be surprising that the Sabres, being the first team to go to full capacity, was what happened. I would have thought they'd been, around the middle, like, okay, these teams are okay, then we'll start. That's what would have made sense to me, I would have thought. Bruins then look to play defensively. There's a mistripping and interference on Boston. Evans turns the puck over a couple seconds later. There's a wide open net, and the Bruins would score to tie it up. Trent Frederic puts the puck home on a 1-1 tie game. Very bad defensive plays. Pezzetta gets in a scrum with the Bruin a couple of moments later. Everybody gets involved. Bruins had momentum. They push for a 2-1 lead. There's a good chance for Bergeron. That gets stopped. Bruins then go to the power play. Barron is called for a trip. McAvoy with a good chance on the 2-on-1. Shot is just wide of the net. Habs do kill it off. We are 1-for-1 on the PK tonight. Do I got my wrench? Oh, yeah, Randy. I forgot to give you your wrench back. So yeah, Randy. Wait, fuck. What did I do? God damn it. Randy, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you in timeout. I legitimately pressed the wrong button. I'm sorry about that, my guy. Fuck, I'm sorry. Shit. I legitimately just had a brain fart. I just thought, put user in timeout. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's the moderator button. I apologize, Randy. I am sorry. I don't know if you have another account. You can come back on for 5 minutes, but I apologize. Legitimately, I didn't mean to. I did press the add as standard mod. I almost pressed remove. No, but you are a moderator. I believe if you look on your name, you should have the mod logo now. So you are a moderator. I apologize, Randy. I legitimately did not mean to time you out. I apologize. But yes, you do get the ranch. You get the ranch back. No, you do get the wrench back, Randy. I genuinely apologize. I swear I did not mean to time you out. That was just a funny coincidence. I wasn't thinking. I apologize, Randy. I apologize greatly. Oh boy. So the Bruins again on the power play. Barron gets called for a trip. McAvoy has a good chance on a 2-on-1. There's a shot just wide of the net. That shot just wide of the net, sorry. Habs then kill. We are 1-for-1 on the PK tonight. Habs then kill the Bruins on the ice. No. Bruins then push. There's a few stray shots, but there was not much action early. And the Bruins lead. There's a couple weird bounces. That leads to a Jake Debrusk goal. Puck had nearly gone in a couple seconds earlier. 2-1 Bruins lead. Edmondson apparently says there's no shot blocking allowed for me. Fuck you, Montembeault. Habs, Bruins then go to the power play moments after the faceoff. Pitlick, yes. Pitlick is called for a trip. Bruins look good at first, but two shorthanded chances. Suzuki with Matheson on both of them, I believe. The first one was Matheson trying to pass to Suzuki. The second one was Suzuki trying to pass to, I believe it was Matheson. Both times they couldn't center it or get it centered. Both really good chances, actually. And the Canadiens are 2 for 2 in the PK tonight. Then, weirdly enough, if Toronto's out first round again and Austin Matthews to Arizona, you think it'll happen? David, there's a possibility. The thing that I think is more possible is if Toronto's out in the first round, and I've said this, the rebuild, not rebuild, but the restructuring of the team starts and ends with Austin Matthews. Not starts and ends, but it starts with Austin Matthews. If you lose again in the first round, if Toronto loses again in the first round this year, they need to trade Austin Matthews because it's clear that this core of Matthews, Marner, Tavares, Nylander, and Riley is not working. You trade Marner, you got to trade Nylander, you got to try and trade that god-awful John Tavares contract if you're Toronto and you lose in the first round again this year. It starts with Austin Matthews. If you either want to trade him to Arizona or you trade him to, say, LA, where apparently he's open to signing long-term, is what the rumor is out there, that he would want to sign long-term with Arizona or LA. If you can deal one of these, him to one of those teams, I don't know. I think there's that possibility. And like I said, I genuinely think, and like Bob said, if Leafs lose first round, it probably does start with Shanahan and Keefe. But in terms of like actual like on ice product, it starts with trading out Austin Matthews. Shanahan, Sheldon Keefe, Kyle Dubas, these guys are all gone. All gone. Completely cleared out. Leafs spend the offseason trading Matthews, maybe Marner. I couldn't see them dealing Marner. I think Marner's one of the few guys that stays. Trading Tavares or trying to deal that god-awful contract. Trying to trade Nylander. I think Muzzin's a pending UFA. I don't think he's ever going to play again, unfortunately, though, because I don't think he played. Or was it, it wasn't Jake Muzzin. Was it TJ Brody that's been out this year? Or was it, it might have been Muzzin, actually. Let me look it up. Muzzin's only played 4 games this year. Unfortunately, it seems like he is going to be, unfortunately, thankfully, he does have a Stanley Cup, though. That is really, really nice. Would anybody want Tavares? Bob, exactly. That's the thing. That's the reason this contract is awful. Nobody would want John Tavares. He's getting paid, $11 million for 4 more years, and he's, 34, 35? What is John Tavares again? Actually, he's maybe only like 31, 32. He's 32. I gotta get into the habit of looking up cap friendly with these guys so I can actually fucking find these guys. Yeah, so he's making $11 million as a cap hit. His AAV is $11 million. His base salary is only $910,000, which his salary bonuses is $7 million, and then so technically, like by base salary, Oh, okay. I see. So that's basically like him being assigned to the NHL, basically. Okay, so yeah, he's cap hit in his AAV is $11 million a year. He's only got 2 more years left after this season, which isn't terrible. But A, would a team want Tavares? And B, you were the idiots to give him a no movement clause. Would he waive that to go elsewhere? Would John Tavares genuinely want to go elsewhere because of how stupid he is? Would he not want to waive to go to, say, a Boston if for some reason they wanted him? I think they're in cap hell, so they can't afford him. But for example, if Boston could afford him, to go to Boston or to go to, say, LA, if they don't trade Matthews there, would they want to, would Tavares want to go back there? Tavares back to the Islanders, Bob? That would be funny. That genuinely would be really funny. I sure hope David, definitely. Like I'm someone who has a best friend as a Leafs fan, so I'm always like, there's a part of me that wants them to get to the second round and wants them to advance further than they usually do because my best friend's gonna be happy. But there's also that part of me that's a Montreal fan is like, you know what? Toronto should be in misery. There's always that two-sided those two. I'm kind of happy no matter what happens with Toronto. Like there's a certain side of me that might be than another at certain points, but like there's, like I said, there's always those two sides of me where it's like, on one hand, it wouldn't be bad to see Toronto get to the second round, but on the other hand, it'd be funny to see them lose in the first round. There's always those two sides of me. Like I said, exactly. NCAA. Jake Muzzin since 2020, he just has not been the same. He's not looked like Jake Muzzin. He's looked more like fake Muzzin. Yes, I'm very proud of that joke. Yes, I am. Made you proud, Bob. I hope I made you proud with that. But the bottom line here is that he's untradeable, so it's Matthews and Nylander to go. Yeah, no, Bob. Like I would think it's probably Matthews and Nylander. Nylander, like David said, is a really good player. He's a good player. But if you ask me, thanks, Harry. No problem, Bob. I hope I made you proud with that. But no, like I said, Matthews and Nylander, even though they're really good players, that's where you start. You're not going to get by just, Michael Bunting, yeah, you can go to free agency. Samsonov, yeah, no, you can go. Wayne Simmons, yeah, no, we can let you go. We'll let these depth guys go who aren't a part of the core. But when you start with a guy like Austin Matthews, if you start, say, at the draft somehow, for example, trade Austin Matthews for second overall somehow, that puts a massive, everybody on the Maple Leafs is like, oh shit, if they don't Matthews, I'm not safe. And they're going to want to play hard next year. If they're even lucky enough to be on the team, quote unquote, lucky enough, they're going to want to push and fight to not get traded from that team. Like I said, it starts with Austin Matthews in terms of actual players. And I believe that they do have to trade him if they want to this offseason, because I think starting July 1st, they have to deal him before then, because then he has a no movement clause. His 1 year no movement clause is in the last year of his deal. So if they want to move him, they have to move him at the draft, basically. That is the one time they're going to have to move. That's the only time they basically are going to be able to move Austin Matthews is at the draft. Because then again, July 1st, he's got that no move clause. If Matthews doesn't want to waive it, he's not going to waive it, So, like, it's a fucking weird situation, Toronto. Nylander born in Calgary. Oh, yeah, Bob. Is he born in Calgary? I didn't know that, actually. I hope they are out first round. Oh, yeah, David, no, I get that. I absolutely get that. Like, when it's not like your best friend, it's just like you have a lot of friends that are Toronto fans. Definitely, believe me, I get that. I get that wanting them to lose and, see your friends, yeah. Randy, yeah, again, sorry, my guy. I did not mean to time you out. Again, I wasn't thinking when I clicked the thing. I just saw, put user in timeout. That's the mod thing. Because I did that with Lucas when I modded him. You timed him out, and then I clicked that. I was like, oh, yeah, there's the timeout one. There's the mod or whatever. That's what happened. So, yeah, I apologize, Randy, again. Man, that wrench thing has happened 3 times the past month. Yes, it has, Randy. Weirdly enough, 3 times over the past month. It's very weird. I'm so proud, like the Buffalo Bills, talking Habs proud. Yeah, let's go, Bob. Let's go. Talking Habs proud. Hell yeah, let's go. Hopefully our first-round picks start doing better out there next season. That would be nice, David. I think Caden Gooley had a real good season when he was playing. I think Caden Gooley's going to get better. Safkovsky, I think, will have a decent 25, 30-point year. I see good development in him next year. Caulfield should be a 40-goal scorer, maybe pushing 50 if this season is any indication how good he could be. Yeah, I think our guys are going to start doing really good. Low key as well, boys. It wouldn't surprise me to see Logan Mailloux at least get a tryout in preseason. I don't know if I think he does sign with the Canadiens, and whether he plays in the AHL or he sent back to juniors. I don't know if we can send him back to juniors at this stage, because I think I want to say Mailloux 20, about to turn 21. I actually got to look him up real quick. Logan Mailloux, I got his hockey DB. Yeah, okay, so he's actually 19. He is actually turning 20 in 2 days. So he actually turns 20 on Saturday. So that is really, really cool. So I think we technically could send him to the OHL again for another season with London. I think he'd be with London. So technically we could. But I wouldn't be surprised again to see him get at least a chance in preseason. I think we should trade Allen David. Me too. I think Montembeault is the future in net for at least the next 2 to 3 years while we're waiting for either Jacob Dubs or whether we get Thomas Mielek in the draft or some other prospect in the draft or trade for Dustin Wolf. I think Monty's that stopgap starter. I think he's the Cristobal Huet between the Cristobal Huet between Jose Theodore and Carey Price. I think he's that Cristobal Huet type of guy. because as well, I want to point out with Cristobal Huet, I can find Cristobal Huet's stats real quick. Apparently, he's a French coach. He's in the National League. That's kind of cool. Cristobal Huet, I want to point out when he was in Montreal, he was pretty good. 05-06, right out of the lockout, 36 games, 2.20 and a 929 on a team that was trying to make the playoffs, and I think they did. I think that was your off to the Hartford Whalers in the first round. 06-07, 42 games, 2.81 and a 916, slightly worse goals against average, still fairly good. 07-08, before getting traded to the Capitals, 39 games, 259 and a 916. Not terrible at all. Consistently a really good goaltender was Cristobal Huet. It sucks that just that 09-10 season with the Blackhawks. By the way, big shout out winning that Stanley Cup with the Hawks. He played 48 games in net for them. 2.5, weirdly enough, a 2.50 goals against average, but an 895 save percentage. Weirdly enough, real good goals against average, but just not a great save percentage. Weird. Excuse me. It's weird how allowing 25 more goals on 20 less shots will change your goals against average that drastically. Big shout out as well. That's the only season he had below a 900 save percentage as well. I'd like him for one more year. That buys both Primo and Dubes. Dubes is, I believe, Dubes? Or no, I'm thinking of literally Jacob Dubs. Jacob Dobes is Dobesh, I think it is. Dobes is how you say it. And apparently he's with Laval. Actually, he has Laval Rocket listed as his teams right now. So yeah, he actually is signed to the Canadiens now. That's pretty cool. Played really good this year in Ohio. Same exact stats. Oh wait. Yeah, I just realized there's a glitch. They have Ohio State 22-23 listed twice. Sounds unlikely, but if the Leafs trade Matthews to Arizona for the first pick, it will help the Coyotes. Getting a homegrown boy that can put pucks in the net will fill their seats. William, definitely. I mean, there's been ways. There's been it seems like little waves of Arizona fans filling their building slowly. That rhymed. That was bars. But filling the seats in their arena. So I think getting Matthews would be a pretty big hey, this guy, he's from Arizona. He's with the Coyotes. He's a consistent 40-50 point scorer or a goal scorer. You might want to come by and see him. There's always that thing where the homegrown talents. That's why Montreal, Raphael Harvey-Pinard, we fucking love the guy. He's playing great, or at least when he was with the Canadiens. He's now at Laval. Had a freaking 5-point night last night. Get sent down. Casual 5-point hat trick night. Or no, that was Richard who had a hat trick. Harvey-Pinard, casual 5-point night in Laval, just very casually. But, there's a reason that Canadians want to get homegrown talent like Dubois, because they work and because they play well, usually, when they're with the Canadiens. Still have yet to read my book. I got to get... Yeah, Jack, you got to get on that, man. You definitely got to get on that. But Bob, definitely, it does buy those guys development, and like you said, Monty as well. So I think it's fair to want one more year for Allen. I think even what you could maybe do is at the deadline end up dealing Jake Allen at the trade deadline, and then I guess maybe call up Primo, for example, give kind of Dobesh the starter's job in Laval at that stage, and then use him for a year or two, and then hope that Montembeault and Dobesh can be your goaltending tandem. At this point, I've lost a little bit of hope on Primo. It was regained a little bit. In the 2 games he played on his call-up, he was pretty okay. But keep in mind, again, that he played great in his first 3 games in the league when he was called up, I think, for 18-19. When he was called up then, he played really good. Then he played like shit for 3 seasons. And then, like I said, this year, when he was called up in those 2 games, 6-7 games ago, whenever that was at this stage, he played good. So, for me, I'm hoping he works out. Obviously, I'm not a guy where it's I hope Caden Primo busts. No, I don't hope that's the case. I want him to pan out into a real good starter. That'd be awesome. I just see him, if he does pan out, as a decent backup. Maybe a third-string goalie. I'd like to see him pan out, but for me, at this point, I would just see him as a half-decent backup. So, yeah, the Bruins are on the power play. It's a full 2-minute, 5-on-3. So Edmonton is called for a delay of game, puck over glass. That's a fair penalty. It barely went out. It almost clipped the glass, but it didn't. But Weidman's called for a check on AJ Greer. Now, for those who do not remember, AJ Greer was the one who gave Hoffman that cross check to the face. He was left with this little gash on his face for a pretty decent bit, and he had to wear the cage. He didn't play tonight, Hoffman, unfortunately, because he was hurt. Because what's the fucking Habs season without one or two more injuries? Spoiler, one guy would go out. One guy would actually go out for both the Habs and the Bruins. It's unfortunate who went out, but we'll get to those. People from Arizona have already got Matthews. That is true, David. They have already got Matthews jerseys made. They're waiting. If he's not traded when next offseason happens and he's not signed, that'd be funny. Bomb, definitely. Primo, I think, is a guy who can benefit from a season like this, from a full season in Laval, because he's played pretty much the full season in Laval. Surprisingly, actually, has not been better than last year technically, and in 7 more games in Laval, he actually has a .10 worse goals against average, 2.94. This year, it's a 3.04. But the same exact save percentage of a 904. He's faced about 240 more shots this year in 70 games, so 240 divided by 8. That's about 30 shots a game, which is insane. So I don't think there's any real reason to blame Primo, because he's been good, like 18, 15, and 6. I've actually liked him. Again, his NHL stats this year have not really shown, like a 3.46 and an 8.52. But I thought he was actually not bad. He was not terrible in his call-up in the NHL. Keep in mind as well, the first game that he played, he allowed, I think, 3 goals. So that's definitely going to affect his, he was called in relief. Keep in mind, that is going to affect his stats for this year, unfortunately. So, yeah. And again, he played good in 1920 when he's called up for 2 games, 2.52 goals against average and a 931 save percentage. Not terrible. Not god-awful in the slightest. So, yeah. But yeah, Primo is definitely a guy I think that could benefit from a full season in Laval with Dobesh as his backup. For a guy who, I think the Laval season, I think 72, 73 games, something like that. Having a guy who can play 40 games and then Dobesh who can play those 30 games where you can have a really nice split, for example, I think could definitely benefit from Primo. Or even if you want to go at first, Primo 3 games, give Dobesh 1, and then even it out to 2 and 2, and maybe even at the end of the season, make Dobesh a little bit of a starter to give Primo a bit of a less of a workload compared to earlier in the year, for example. You can definitely have I think Primo, here's the thing is I can't really count out Primo because he's only 23. People could have counted out Montembeault by now when he was just making the NHL, and it was like, he's not that great. I mean, he's okay, might be a decent backup. And now you look at him in Montreal now, and it's like, yeah, no, he's pretty good. He's not a bad stopgap, basically, is what I think Montembeault is right now. So you can't really judge a goaltender until they're 27, 26, 27, and you've seen what they can do in the National Hockey League. Primo was a guy that I think played well in his brief call-up in 1920 because that just worked for him. And then the past 3 years, it just hasn't clicked because, again, last year he played, I think, 12 games. Can't really put many on him because holy fuck, that last year's Canadian team sucked. And then this year, again, the 2 games he played, I thought was pretty good. I'm not counting the one where he came in relief. He played like 12 minutes. That's not really. You were called up like an hour before the game as well. I was like, hey, Primo, come to the Bell Center. You're playing. You're getting the backup person tonight. Oh fuck, grab my gear and run, basically. Again, he's 23. I think you give him 2 or 3 more years, see what he can do. I think at that point, when he's 26, maybe 27, that's when you can really tell if he's like a bust or if it's like, there's a chance that he can work. NZA, I'm going to have to go now. No problem, NZA. Thank you for coming by, my good sir. That was a fun season. I had a great time. Thank you, Habs and Flames 22-23. See you next year. See you soon, Harry. NZA, see you soon, man. I will be streaming, like I said, probably Sunday or Monday at the very earliest. Hoping to stream one of those 2 days, to get to do some golf. Maybe we'll do some WWE 2K15. We'll see what we do. We'll see if maybe just a fun hangout stream to start. We'll see. Yeah. You would thunk. Oh, wait. Have you seen our team doctor for the team? That guy's old as hell. I've not actually, David. I'm sure we do need a new team doctor, but I've not seen the guy who is currently the team doctor. I did not know how old he was. But you would thunk then no. But you would think that he will be better in you would think that he will be better next year in Laval if at this time next year he hasn't proved he can succeed in Laval and takes that to the NHL. Well, Bob, this is also the issue with Primo is that he's now waiver eligible next year. He's waiver eligible because he's played, I believe it's technically 3 professional seasons in. He's played 3 professional hockey seasons between the NHL or AHL. He is technically eligible for waivers next year, so a team could look at him and also see how young he is. 23, I think he turns 24 in the offseason, I think, and also want to take a waiver on him. Might want to look at him and think, hey, this Primo guy, maybe he can work as our backup, for example, and it does work, and it might not. So at the beginning of the year, it's a lot easier to get guys through waivers compared to if you're putting one guy on waivers. Oh wow, the Canadiens have waived this guy 2 weeks into the season, for example. So there's always that risk now that he might get claimed on waivers because this upcoming season is his first year eligible for waivers. So we might either want to keep him as a third string or might just want to try and risk and keep him in the AHL. But Bob, definitely. I do think we take a goalie in the second, third round. It wouldn't surprise me. If we go it wouldn't surprise me if we end up going with Thomas Milak, who again was the hero for Team Canada in the World Juniors this past year. He had a really impressive World Juniors. Would love to pick him up in the third round. He's an overager, so you might even be able to get him in the 4th or 5th rounds. I would take that bet on him in the 3rd round even. But I like that guy. And yeah, to hedge the bet on Primo, exactly. You can never have too many goalie prospects, really. Look at Washington. They had what was it? Grubauer. God, it was 2011. They had 5 really good goalie prospects. 2011 prospect pool. Can I look up pick trio of no? Damn it. I just 11-12 playoff roster. Why not? That might give me. Okay, well no. They had Braden Holtby, Philip Grubauer. At the time, Michael Neuwirth was not terrible. And they had one other guy as well. They had 3 really good 3 really, really good guys. They've had 3 really good goalie prospects. What did they do? Tried them all out, decided, hey, we'll move Grubauer, or we'll keep these guys for a while, and then boom, move Bob Cannon. Martinez just scored on Grubauer for Seattle. Quincy just mentioned him. Jonathan Quick. No, but no, that is funny though, Bob. That is a funny coincidence, definitely. That is really funny. But no, they kept these guys for a while. I think they moved on from Neuwirth a couple seasons after 11-12. Kept Grubauer for a while, moved him, and kept Holtby. Having 2 or 3 good goalie prospects, even 4 maybe, is not a terrible option. It is not a terrible decision to have 3 or 4 goaltending prospects. It is not a bad idea to have a couple goalie prospects, and eventually decide, oh, this is the one that we need. This is the one for us. There's never a real bad thing to do that. There's never a bad way, again, to have 2, 3, even 4 good goalie prospects because you never know which one might pan out. We might say, oh, Jacob Dobesh is going to be a top 10 starter, and then say Caden Primo ends up becoming a good starter. We might say, oh, Caden Primo is going to be a really good starting goaltender, and then if we pick him, Thomas Milak might end up being a really good starter. You can't tell with goaltenders. Goaltenders are kind of the ultimate shake of the dice, where it's hey, maybe the pan out. We'll see, basically. Yeah. Lehkonen is 21 goals. Well, I mean, to be fair, Randy, with Kotkaniemi 18 goals. He's in Carolina. Someone has to fucking score for them. But Lehkonen having 21 goals, that's the thing with Lehkonen, though, is he was never given the offensive role that he was in Colorado with Montreal. He was always more of a good third-line defensive PK guy, which is fair. Because Lehkonen, even if he was with the Canadiens right now, would not have been putting up the offensive totals he is in Colorado. We got a good return for him. That is a trade. That is one of the trades I will argue from last deadline. That is a win-win for both teams. We got, I think it was Justin Barron in a second, I think. And they get our Terry Lehkonen, basically a Stanley Cup. So I am perfectly fine with that trade of our Terry Lehkonen for Barron in a second. Because again, Lehkonen would not have put up 21 goals with the Montreal Canadiens. Kotkaniemi as well. We had to take the compensation because literally Kotkaniemi's camp and Kotkaniemi were not answering their phones when Bergevin called him to match that offer sheet. We were going to match that offer sheet, but literally Kotkaniemi again was not answering his phone. So, yeah. Remember Justin Tokarski? Exactly. Never wanted to be a starter, but did a real good job filling in when we had to. Exactly, William. 2014 playoffs. Has great stats in those playoffs because he came in for, I think, 4 or 5 games. Justin Tokarski playoff stats. NHL.com. Of course, I didn't to look that up. They have English and French, which is actually kind of cool. Yeah. Playoff stats. Looking at him, for example, in 13-14, I could have sworn he played the playoffs last year. Was not terrible. 5 games played, a 2-3 record, 2.6 goals against average, and a .916 save percentage. Allowed 13 goals in 5 games, 142 shots faced. Not terrible. That genuinely could have been a lot worse than it could have been for a backup to have to come in for 5 games. Most of them on the New York Rangers, who are a team that could have lit him up probably. Not terrible. Genuinely not terrible. Tokarski, I liked Justin Tokarski when he was a Canadian. I liked him. I'm glad to see he did good in Pittsburgh or Buffalo last year. I want to say he signed in Pittsburgh this year. I don't know if he's played any games this year. I actually had his stats open. I should have got them up when I had them. Yeah, I got them right here. Regular season. He did play a couple games this year. 4 games, not great. A 3.44 and an 897, unfortunately. But again, it's not terrible to see Justin Tokarski. I'm glad to see Justin Tokarski doing half decent for himself in at least the AHL. Has he played in the AHL this year? Yes, he has. Let's go. 35 games, and he is fucking lighting it up with the Penguins. You love to see it, boys. You love to see it. Has FA started our GM thing? Jack, not yet. I'm giving GMs more time to sign their guys. We are currently, I think I said it's actually, I might not be able to stream them Sunday. Because I said that free agency closes on Sunday, or free agency starts Sunday. So, I might not be able to do that. Hot Dog Hockey went on a Penguins rant. Well, Gabriel, I'm surprised by that because he's usually doing Leafs content. We need to get some good David, I wouldn't even say we need to get good D-men. We just need to wait for our prospects, really. Gooley's going to be good. Jack-Eye, Barron, and Harris are going to be good. We're just waiting for Mayu, Hudson. There's another. I forget his name. But we're just basically waiting on our prospects to just come into shape, basically. We are in a simulation. Harris is in control of this sim league we call a live stream. Ooh, yes, I am, Bob. Definitely. David, I don't have WWE2K23. I want to get that eventually. I'm going to wait to see if it happens like WWE2K22, where it goes on sale for like $20 around the new year. Because if it does, I'm definitely going to pick it up. It might actually be for the Xbox One, because I do want to get an Xbox One soon instead of a PS4, because my PS4 broke on me recently, and it sucks. Bob Kenny definitely does run. Maybe. Yes, I do. Jonathan Quick just scored on his wife during the intermission. Harry, you did it again? Yes, I did, Bob. Hell yeah. I'm sorry, Jack. I can't stop spoiling the script, man. It's fun to spoil it. I'm sorry, guys. All right, I got to finish this game. We're still in the first period. I'm sorry, boys. All right. So yeah, it's a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. Habs are able to kill it off. Great chances for Boston. Monty's making some good stops. Habs are able to clear multiple times. Habs are 4 for 4 on the PK. Still in the first period, by the way. Canadiens then go to the power play with 13 seconds left in the first period. Clifton's called for a cross check on Suzuki. Nothing. We get a minute 46 of power play time to start the second period. Shots are 8-7 for the Habs, but a 2-1 lead for the Boston Bruins after 20 minutes. Matheson then gets hurt as he took a trip. There was no penalty. I put right to the box, but he went right to the bench. He unfortunately would not come back to the game. Because, again, what's the Canadiens' end of the season without another injury? And what's the Bruins' season without a potential injury? Bergeron also got hurt later on in the period. He didn't come back. It was more for precautionary reasons, just hey, we don't want our top-line center to get hurt. We're just, you're not playing the rest of the night, basically. Pastrnak's on a breakaway. He goes off the post. It was almost 3-1 there. Habs try to push, but the Bruins get some good chances. They looked for a few tip shots. Bruins then try to push. A couple more looks. Habs off the rush aren't able to get anything, but they go to the power play. It's Debrusk called for a trip. Bruins push the other way, but they aren't able to get many shorthanded chances. Then it's 4-on-4 into a Bruins power play. Pitlick hooks Coyle, and the Canadiens score on the 4-on-4. Nick Suzuki tips a Joel Edmondson shot home, his 26th of the year. It's a 2-2 game. Suzuki ties for the team leading goals with Cole Caulfield. Cole Caulfield, who's been injured for 3 months at this stage? 3-4 months. Genuinely nuts. Speaking of WWE, don't know if you've seen WrestleMania. I did watch some of WrestleMania, William. I want to say a decent part of night 1, and then night 2 I just kind of fell asleep during, basically. But the best match was on night 1 was Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. I could watch that match 100 times over. I mean, William, I could watch that match 100 times over. Probably not because it's the best match of the night, but you know why. Actually, no, was it night 2 I watched more or night 1? I got to look up the matches because I think I did watch more of night 1 for WrestleMania this year. I think I did. Was it? Oh, yeah, no, it was definitely night 2 I watched a bit more of. I definitely watched more of night 2 because night 1, I don't remember any of this except for Kevin and Owen. Kevin and Owen, of course. No, Kevin Owens and then Zayn going over the Usos. That's the only thing I remember on night 1. But yeah, no, I remember. I actually didn't tune in for the Lesnar Omos match. I remember the really, really boring women's WrestleMania showcase. The triple threat that was really, really fun. Bianca Asuka was a piss break match. Snoop Dogg beating The Miz was the funniest thing in the world. Edge beating Finn was a pretty good match, and then Roman retaining against Cody was a shock, but probably the right move because this might be a hot take. I don't think Cody Rhodes is a viable threat to defeat Roman Reigns and dethrone him of the WWE title. Yeah. Exactly, William. Same reason. Mommy indeed. Remember that? Oh, dude, yeah. You mean the Jim Carrey movie, The Truman Show, that I have on Blu-ray, courtesy of subscriber Batman? It's funny. Genuinely, boys, sometimes I'll look at my DVD collection. By the way, how does the stream sound? Because I changed the setting on my mic from last time, so you guys can let me know. But legitimately, I forget. Oh shit! Oh, it's one of these. Oh fuck! Shit. Legitimately, sometimes I'll look at my collection and I'll forget I have The Truman Show on Blu-ray. I'll forget that I'll forget that I have this movie, and I'll look at it on the shelf and I'll be like, "Oh wow, I forgot I have this movie. I don't gotta buy it," and then I get happy, and then I don't watch it because I don't really feel in the mood to watch The Truman Show usually. But yes, this is the Harry show, definitely, Bob. I mean, low key, there are probably some of you crazy bastards out there that would watch a 24/7 feed of Harry Rice. The issue is about 4 hours of it would have to be censored. No, but legitimately, it's you guys would not want to watch that. I had to watch The Truman Show in law class. Oh, I guess because of the whole, is it ethically legal to entrap a baby within this confined dome and make him believe that's his life? I guess that's why, Gabriel. That's kind of cool, though. I didn't know you were in law school, my guy. Fucking claps to you, Gabriel. Let's go. Bob with the Z's in the chat. I love it. Thank you guys for letting me know it sounds good, by the way. I appreciate that. I'm glad to know that. Oh, God. So, yeah, it's 2-2. Bruins then power play. Habs can't clear. Our Habs were able to clear. Sorry, not much for the Bruins. Habs just playing very well. 5 for 5 on the PK tonight. And the Canadiens score. ESPN made an Instagram post about Tays' final game. They wrote toes in the bio. Okay, Gabriel. To be fair, whoever made that post was probably using their phone and meant to type Tays, and the autocorrect probably did that for them. That is probably the case. I can't see an intern being Jonathan Toes. It had to have been written on the phone or something stupid like that. But the Canadiens score and they get the lead. An empty net goal basically for Michael Pezzetta 1 minute and 8 seconds after the tie game. Oh, I'm not in law school. I'm taking Canadian law in grade 11. Oh, that's kind of sick, Gabriel. Still, either way, fucking props to you, man. That's awesome. That's still really cool. Hell yeah, man. Pezzetta gets the lead from Rem Pitlick out of the box, out of the PK. And of course, I had to put, if you're a goaltender, 10 the goal. Swayman comes way out to play it near the corner. And it's not a thing where, the puck's in the trap zone, he can't play it. No, he goes to play it around the boards, Pitlick intercepts it, comes around to the front of the net, and intentionally passes it to Pezzetta. Almost blocks the shot, actually. But Pezzetta gives the Canadiens the 3-2 lead. Surprisingly, Canadiens then get some more chances. They want to extend the lead. Oh, yeah, William, I understand you got to call this a night. Got work in 6 hours. Thank you very much, William, for coming by. I'm going to try and, like I said, wrap up this game as fast as I can. I've got stuff to do tomorrow myself, and I don't want to kill my voice. We're going out Saturday, and I don't want to kill my voice. I don't want to sound, like, I don't want to sound like this after I'm, when I'm out Saturday and be like, how's it going, John Laurinaitis? I don't want to sound like that on Saturday. Didn't watch last period tonight, but did the players get a chance? Surprisingly, as far as I could tell, they didn't, Gabriel. The TSN broadcast kind of cut before I got a chance to notice. I know that they did something with the players, and we'll get to that after the game. But unfortunately, as far as I could tell, they did not get a chance to speak to the players, a chance to speak to the fans. Unfortunately, I should just keep the hat like this. This would genuinely be I'm going to keep the hat like this. If new viewers come in and ask, what the hell is this guy doing? I'm just going to respond with yes. You know how every goalie comes out of his net to set up the puck behind the net for his D-man? My wife literally screams at the net to get the TV to get back in your net. Idiot. Get back in your net, idiot. I love that. Every time it kills me. Hell yeah, Bob. I love it. I love it. Your wife's like a Steve Dangle. Just probably funnier than Steve Dangle. I mean, to be fair, my old cat is probably funnier than Steve Dangle, but I love it. You gotta love when someone just yells at the TV at a goaltender like that. You gotta love it. Love it, Bob. Thank you for letting me know about that. That's pretty damn fun. I love it. Canadiens get chances. They wanted to extend the lead to 2 goals. They had some momentum. They were looking for tips, but the Bruins then get pressure and they score. Dmitry Orlov with the game-tying goal, a really, really nice wrister up over the shoulder of Montembeault. Real good one there. Don't think you can blame him on that. Orlov's, I think they said it's his 8th goal of the year, 9th goal of the year, something like that. Just a really nice snipe. Cats are definitely smarter than Dangle. Yes, they are, Bob. Absolutely. Cats are smarter and they're funnier than Steve Dangle and probably know more about hockey than Steve Dangle. I will give him that too. Bruins then pushed. They get some chances for a 4-3 lead. Montreal pushes in return. They wanted a Gurianov tip in front. Farrell was trying to drive the play. Habs push after a Bruins chance. Not much for either team. Late in the second period, there's a couple chances for the Bruins. Shots are 20-16 for the Canadiens, but a 3-3 tie game after 40 minutes. Admittedly, the shots were kind of my own estimation based off what the final shots were. TSN had some issues starting at, I think, 8 minutes left in the second period. The shots were stuck at I think it was 18-12 for the Canadiens. They were stuck there for the rest of the game. From 8 minutes into the end of the game, they were stuck there. There were some issues. They were showing basically like the template they used for the games for like a second. They would take the screen off, take the scoreboard off, put it back. There were some issues that TSM was having. So again, that's my rough estimation that the shots were 20-16 for the Canadiens. But like I said, a 3-3 tie game after 40 minutes. Habs go shorthanded 3 seconds in. Pezzetta's called for a high stick. That sucks. But the Habs score. Bruins pressure does not work. It goes back the other way. And with 40 seconds left, Pitlick finds Evans. The rebound is out. Pass to Justin Barron. And they score. Shorthanded. 4-3 Canadiens lead. Great opportunity there. Habs didn't kill the rest off. I put, what the fuck? 6 for 6 on the PK tonight. This is apparently the best power play in the NHL, by the way. This is the best power play in the NHL this year, and the Canadiens were perfect on the PK tonight. Genuinely insane. Ducks losing to the Kings in the third, last place right now with 58 points. Columbus has 1 game left tomorrow, but it doesn't matter because the Ducks are behind them. Damn, Gabriel. That sucks. That must suck for Columbus, honestly. I had Boston 5-0 over Habs with Bobby Orlov's first goal and Rick gets the score. I wasn't even close. I mean, to be fair, Orlov did score, and Boston did score 5 goals. You were a little bit close. If you had put 5-4, you would have been probably very close. Orlov as well did score, too. I'm sorry, Bobby Orlov did score. The Ducks will finish with the best odds of Bedard. and somehow they'll end up third overall. I don't ask me how, but somehow they will. Habs. Habs then pressure. Bruins are back in numbers. There's a couple 2-on-1s, but the Bruins are not able to put the puck home. They were not getting many shots. They were fanning on a lot of their attempts. Habs look for a 5-3 lead. 2 out of 3 ain't all that great with Rick. That is true, Bob. That is true. Getting 2 out of 3. There's a lot of guys that seem to do that a lot, surprisingly. Like, oh, hey, I mean, we got the score of the opposing team or the Canadiens right, and this guy did score in the game. Most guys just can't like get the right order. Like, oh, 5-4 Canadiens, and Lucas Condotta is going to score the first goal of the game. Like, I doubt anybody would have had that as their score tonight. So, believe me, Bob, I've been there a time or two probably. Bruins are able to defend. Bruins then pushes a couple 2-on-1s. Habs able to defend well. But it's a tie game, 4-4 from Charlie Coyle. He's off the bench. He joins a rush. Real nice shot just past Montembeault. Very bad defensive coverage. Weidman, I want to say, was on the ice for his second goal against tonight, I want to say. Yeah, exactly, Bob. Nobody would have had that tonight, I don't think. Like, again, 5-0. Some person might have probably gotten 5-2, but that's probably as close as anybody got. Was 5-4. Was 5-2. And yeah, that person probably thought the Canadiens might have been able to pull out a win. My prediction: Hawks at 1, Habs at 2, Ducks at 3. Gabriel, I wouldn't mind that if Adam Fantilli was not the consensus number 2, unfortunately. Unless the Hawks somehow fuck up massively and take Adam Fantilli and the Habs get Connor Bedard, I'd be fine with that. But obviously the Hawks will not mess up. They will take Connor Bedard. And then the Habs, God, if we take Adam Fantilli, I don't want Adam Fantilli. Genuinely. If we get second overall, I would rather trade back to 5th. If you can get an extra second and the prospect, for example, to move back to your original 5th overall, I don't think I'd have any problem with that again, because all you're giving up is Adam Fantilli. You're not really giving up all that much at all. Oh, fuck. I forgot to mute. That one just came out of nowhere. Even if you draft 2, yeah, Gabriel, I mean, like, I don't think we would draft Fantilli again because we have Suzuki and Beck and Doc already at center. And, well, yeah, Doc can play the right wing, and Dubois, when we get him, can play the left wing. Again, I don't know. For me, I just feel like it's more of a. By the way, thank you guys for the 9 likes. Much appreciated. I feel like we would almost have to go. But then again, I don't know if we would go Fantilli as well, because we have been known to kind of take those risky picks. Slavkovsky was a projected, 2nd, 3rd overall, and we picked him 1st over Shane Wright. So, like, there's that possibility. Jan, good night on the 2-hour session. Thank you, Randy. Much appreciated. Thank you for coming by, my good sir. Hope to see you again in the future. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for coming by for the post-game streams. Thank you, Randy. Much appreciated. If we did get Fantilli, would you eventually like it? I mean, Gabriel, if he did somehow pan out, by some miracle, did work out in the NHL level, maybe. But again, like, I'm just not a fan of his style of play. So, like, for me, again, I'm not a fan of the play the plays he makes. I'm not an overall fan of Adam Fantilli. Thank you guys now for the 11 likes. I appreciate that a lot too. So yeah, I'm not a fan of his play. I'm not a fan of the name. I don't see him being anything more than a third liner in the National Hockey League. So I don't know. Like, if he did pan out into anything more, like, as a Canadian, I would like that. But again, I'd rather go for Leo Carlsson at that point, honestly. I'd much rather go for Leo Carlsson, or even take a chance on a David Reinbacher or Matvei Michkov at number 2. I'd much rather have that be the case. We then had a fight. So Edmondson and Greer were kind of going at each other in the corner for a bit. And then they dropped the gloves. Admittedly, props to AJ Greer for sticking up, props to Edmondson for sticking up for Hoffman 8-9 games ago when he got that cross check from Greer. And honestly, admittedly, props to Greer for actually being man enough to drop the gloves with Edmondson. Edmondson with some lefts, he's hitting them with the left jabs, right hooks, and a great fight. And he's showing Pezzetta how to get it done. That's Edmonton's first fight of the year, by the way. And he's already won more than Michael Pezzetta, I'm pretty sure. Then it's 5-4 Boston. Also, though, everybody or most people on this team under Marty St. Louis has been better, even though I don't really want Fantilli. That is true, Gabriel. He does also have, I think, that opportunity to shine under Marty St. Louis, like you said. There's also that for sure. For me, again, like I said, I don't want Adam Fantilli. If we got him, I would accept that, and I'd hope he does good. And there, while I might not like him, like you said, there's that potential to sign under Marty St. Louis. Everybody, like you've said, pretty much mostly everybody who's been under Marty St. Louis has played better than they probably would under most head coaches in the National Hockey League. Rysavkovsky probably wouldn't be playing as good. Raphael Harvey Pinard, Caulfield has been given basically free range to be as offensive as he likes. Suzuki, I think, would probably be a 50-point scorer still at this stage. Yeah, for me, I think Fantilli does have the potential, but again, I just like you, Gabriel, I really wouldn't want him. Even though KK wasn't terrible, I do think the Habs felt the pressure to take the best NHL ready player. So they took Slav over Wright, who wasn't stellar in his last year in junior. I think he was 15 score. Yes, exactly, Bob. I like Shane Wright, and I think Shane Wright would have been the better pick at the time, like the safe pick, and he would have been good as a Canadian. I think he would have been good as a Canadian. I mean, I can say would have, but there's no guarantee we don't trade for him, whether it's late in his career or we somehow trade for him at all, whatever. But I think Slav probably was the most NHL ready player out of the draft, but even then, probably it's a 9-game trial and sent down to Laval or juniors. I'd probably say Laval is probably what should have happened. I think he got better as the season went along when he was playing, though. I think it was 38 games and he had, 10 points. He played better than I think a lot of people expected. And I think he got better, like I said, as the season went along before his season was ended. So I think he could have probably ended the year with a good 30 points on the year. I think he would have gotten, like I said, better. And I think next year, I'm expecting a 30-point year out of him. Former first overall pick, just turned 19, probably working on his skills in the offseason. Would not be surprised to see him getting 30 points next season. Maybe 35, if we're lucky 40, but I could see a 30-point year for Slavkovsky. It's a little bit of a slow rise to being an eventual point per game player, which I think Slavkovsky could definitely become. So yeah. Like I said, it's 5-4 Boston, a really bad goal to allow. Weidman was kind of late to try and defend. Pastrnak with his 61st of the year for the Bruins lead. Really bad, again, defensive coverage by Weidman. It's a 2-on-1 kind of a cross crease. Not really much that Monty can do on that one. He was one of the best players on the ice. Exactly, Gabriel. One of the best players on the ice last 5 games before his injury. And like I saw something that was mentioning like, oh, he'd had the worst season for a rookie year in the last 25 years or something like that. Like only rivaled by like Joe Thornton and like even Neil Yakupov had a better season than him. And it's like still number one. Joe Thornton, while he had a better season, turned out to be a Hall of Famer. Slavkovsky has that potential if he was picked first overall. Neil Yakupov had attitude issues, and the Oilers were probably knowing to not pick him. Literally, if any other team in that top 5 picks picks first overall, they're not going Neil Yakupov. They're probably going with someone like Morgan Riley or Alex Galchenyuk, whoever's picked second overall. I don't think anybody even remembers who was picked second in that year. That might have been Ryan Murray somehow. By the way, Bob, you're going to have one more scotch tonight and off to bed. Hell yeah, that's understandable, Bob. Thank you so much for coming by to the stream. I much appreciate it, my guy. Hope you have a wonderful evening again. Happy birthday. It's not your birthday anymore, unfortunately. But I hope you have a wonderful 29th year on Earth, and hope to see you again for your 30th next year. Thank you. But yeah, and again, Gabriel, like there was something else that in that same post that I saw that was mentioning I want to nail Yakupov. Yes, Gabriel. All good here, Harry? Hey, let's go, Bob. Hell yeah. I'm glad it's all good there, man. I definitely want to nail. Yeah, I want to nail Yakupov too, man. I definitely want to nail him. Definitely, Gabriel. I want to nail Yakupov too. But there's also something saying that like Slavkovsky was getting nailed by big hits every 6.75 games or something like that. It's like, come on, like you're trying to find ways to say he's a bust at 18 years old. This is a guy who in most NHL franchises would not have even played. Are we still talking hockey? Surprisingly, we are, Bob. Surprisingly, we are talking about getting nailed, and it's related to hockey, surprisingly. But again, Slavkovsky, he was a guy who came in the league at 18. I don't think Thornton came in the league at 18. Yakupov, I think, did because he was technically NHL ready. And also, who the fuck did the Oilers have in 2012 aside from Nugent Hall? So there was also that factor. Like, he's 18. He's playing a bottom 6 role as well. He's playing a bottom 6 role up until like his last handful of games before he got hurt. which is ironically when he started to get better, when he's not playing with fucking Michael Pezzetta. Gabriel, I think I did watch the behind the scenes from the draft. I think I did see when we were drafting Hudson. I think they showed a little bit of the interview when we were picking Slavkovsky. I do remember seeing that, but I don't remember a lot from it, unfortunately. So like there's factors in to say like, oh, Slavkovsky's a bust, but they're not valid until he's like 22, 23, and we know what he is. Yeah. I haven't seen her, but I think I'd prefer to nail Mrs. Yakupov. Bob, I wouldn't put it past you. I wouldn't put it past you. But it's a 5-4 Boston lead. Bruins push. Habs go back the other way. Frederic Allard, I thought, had a fairly good game, actually. Once Matheson got hurt, he was getting a lot more ice time. That would be very cool. Yes, it would, Bob. Definitely. The behind the scenes stuff is really, really solid. And if you guys haven't seen it, go check out the Habs YouTube channel because they have that stuff and it's pretty cool. Saw Rangers fans saying Kakko is going to pan out. Gabriel, surprisingly, he's not up to the second overall pick that he was picked as, or third overall, whatever he was selected as. But he's not bad. He got close to 20 goals this year. I actually like Kakko. I think he can be a decent half a point per game, second, third line type of guy, more third line guy. I don't mind Kakko, actually. I like him. Instead of oh, never mind. Yes, sir, Bob. Yes, sir. I love it. Let's go. I love you, Bob. Let's go. But Allard was joining some rushes, and again, he was filling that role of Matheson well. Unfortunately, he did not get his first NHL point, but I thought he played okay, actually. I thought he had a couple decent chances. Exactly, Bob. Kakko looks okay on a pretty stacked Rangers team that's probably going to lose in the first round. Kakko looks fairly okay. I agree with you. He does look pretty okay. He's had a decent game. Frederic Allard, fourth line, then pushes. Habs try to poke at a puck with 5.5 left. We're not able to put it home. There's some real good stops for Jeremy Swayman. Galley and Orlov went at each other. We got a good scrum. Great chance in front to score. Both guys going back and forth at each other. Both go to the box for roughing. There's a 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Habs try to push, but the Bruins get some chances. Not many shots again for the Bruins. They only had 4 in this period. There's a Marchand break stop by Montembeault. Habs pressure after they try and get some chances to tie the game up. Monty goes to the bench with a minute left. Habs then pressure again. Some good passing around trying to find a decent opening on Swayman, but they just not able to. And that would kind of do the game. There's nothing behind Swayman. That's the game. A 5-4 Boston win. Final shots as well are 35-20 for Montreal in their last game of the season. Wolverine, we are still live. We will not be live for much longer because holy hell, I gotta end the stream soon because my voice is hurting. Gabriel, where's Habs legend Jordan Wheel at? I don't know, actually. I'm looking it up right now. I want to say, yeah, he's in the KHL. He's in Moscow Dynamo. Surprisingly, 6 points in 6 games right now. He's not playing terribly in the playoffs for Moscow. Coming off a 14-goal, 43-point season after having 30 points in 36 games last year. Then again, he's probably playing a lesser role in Moscow, so not terrible. Big shout out Jordan Wheel, by the way. Surprisingly, Wheel was actually quite good when he first came to the Canadiens. 10 points, 4 goals in 16 games. Not terrible. When was he acquired from the Arizona Coyotes straight up for Michael Chaput? Who, big shout out, by the way, in 15 career games with the Arizona Coyotes had 0 points. Frederic Chaput, Michael Chaput, who played 182 career games, had 22 points. Big shout out, Michael Chaput. You love to see it. Well, thanks for the awesome stream, Harry, this season, Harry. Hope to see you live when they do the draft. When they do the draft, Wolverine, definitely. I hope to see all you guys if you guys want to come by for the draft. That'd be much appreciated. Thank you guys for coming by. Again, Wolverine, thank you for coming by. Much appreciated. Laurent Dauphin, I think, is on the Yotes, Gabriel. At least he should be. I want to say that Laurent Dauphin is on the Arizona Coyotes. Yes, he is. 1 goal in 21 games. Big shout out, Laurent Dauphin. Only played 38 games with the Canadiens last season, and then, like I said, did go back to Arizona. I thought Dauphin was not terrible, actually, surprisingly, with his time with the Canadiens. Got, actually, surprisingly, his first career goal in 15-16, 2 goals in 16-17, 0 in 17 and 18, and then played 2 years in the system before getting called up in 21-22 for the Canadiens. 4 goals and 12 points in 38 games, and then, There's a lot of like really weird, only played NHL games, I should say, for Arizona. There was a lot of weird shit there because his pick rights were traded from Jersey to Phoenix for a second and a third. He was then traded with Connor Murphy to Chicago for Nick Hjalmarsson, traded from Chicago back to the Coyotes like half a year later for Adam Glendening and Anthony Duclair. Traded then from the Coyotes with Adam Halwinka. Was also traded with Richard Panik, by the way, in that second Arizona trade with Chicago for Emil Pettersson. Then traded from Nashville to Montreal for Michael McCarron. And then this offseason got signed by the Arizona Coyotes again. Big shout out, by the way, Michael McCarron this year with 2 goals and 4 points in 31 total games. Love you, Michael McCarron. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, definitely. The Inside the Canadiens draft meetings, those are really, really sick. Make sure you put out oh, yes, definitely, Bob. I'm putting out, Richard Panik, former Gulf Storm. Very good, Bob. Very, very solid. Hell yeah. But yeah, Bob, definitely, believe me. Like, I'm going to put out notifications on, like, the Discord and whenever, every time that I, like, stream or post a video. I do that always on the Discord. Hopefully, YouTube sends out notifications if you're subscribed with the bell on. Hopefully, it would send you a notification. And yeah, hopefully it does send them out, but I definitely will make sure to send notifications for the draft thing if I'm able to, and any other streams that I do in general, any streams or videos, not just the hockey stuff. I always put the notifications out. Hell yeah. Michael McCarron, former London Knight, elite former London Knight, definitely 100%. Oh boy. Oh god, boys. I'm sorry, but I gotta get through the Canadian stats. Oh, sorry. Everyone from the press box then came onto the ice for the final team photo of the year. Price's mere presence made the crowd go wild. They just started going wild seeing Carey Price on the big screen and seeing him coming out for the team photo. That was really, really awesome. You love to see all the guys coming down. They had Caulfield, Monahan, Gooley, Jack-Eye. They had Price and Doc and Byron and Harris and Savard and Dvorak, Slavkovsky and Belzile, I think, was there. Actually, Belzile might be in the AHL. No, Bob. As far as like I could tell, Pricey didn't say anything. Literally, they just were there for like the final game of the year, and also Gabriel. That was tonight. Everybody from the press box came down to the ice for the final team photo because the game was in Montreal. And yeah, Pricey, as far as we know, unfortunately didn't say anything unless after TSN feed cut. That's when they said something to the crowd, like just by themselves without the cameras on for TSN. But unfortunately, Pricey did not say anything. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to check. Oh god, my throat sort of feels like it's bleeding a little bit, but I don't know. And if it is, I'd rather be bleeding because god damn it, that means I worked hard tonight. I'm just gonna end the stream here. Thank you guys. No. Nick Suzuki leads the Montreal Canadiens for the final team scoring. These are the final stats for the Canadiens this year. I'm gonna do it with a messy hair because why not? Mess the hair up. Final game of the year. Who cares at this stage? Throw the hat for the 0 hat tricks the 2 hat tricks the Habs scored this year. Nick Suzuki leads. I'm actually going to fix my hair. I can't. I don't think I can. But Nick Suzuki leads the Canadiens with 26 goals, 39 assists, 5 points. Kirby Dach, who's unfortunately out, 14 goals, 25 assists, 39 points. Cole Caulfield ties for the team league in goals with Nick Suzuki for 26. Also has 26 goals, 10 assists, 36 total points. Mike Hoffman, 14 goals, 20 assists, 34 points. He was out for tonight. Josh Anderson, 20 goals, 11 assists, 32 points. Mike Matheson, 7 goals, 25 assists, 32 points, and only 49 games? Very good. Jonathan Drouin, unfortunately, having most likely played his last game as a Canadian. 2 goals, 27 assists, 29 points. Christian Dvorak, who is out tonight, 10 goals, 18 points. Raphael Harvey Pinard, 14 goals, 6 assists, 20 points. David Savard, 3 goals, 17 assists, 20 points. Jake Evans, 2 goals, 17 assists, 19 points. Not god awful. Evgeny Dadonov when he was a Montreal Canadian, and Caden Gooley when he was not injured. 4 goals, 14 assists, 18 points for both of them. Sean Monahab, who was out, 6 goals, 11 assists, 17 points. Jordan Harris, who was also out, 4 goals, 13 assists, 17 points. Jesse Ullinen, who is down in Laval along with Harvey Pinard right now, 6 goals, 10 assists, 16 points. Michael Pezzetta, 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points. Rem Pitlick, 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points. Justin Barron, 4 goals, 11 assists, 15 points. Brendan Gallagher, 8 goals, 6 assists, 14 points. Yoel Armia, 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. Alex Belzil, who I believe is actually down Laval, not hurt, I think. 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points. Harry, I wanted to be here on your final regular season Habs stream tonight. It's always a great time and always learn new stuff from you, even though it's always related to hockey. Bob, thank you, man. I appreciate you wanting to be here, man. I appreciate every time you guys, whether it's you, Bob, Gabriel, Wolverine. I don't know if you're still here. You haven't talked a lot. But yeah, whether it's you guys, Sons, Chev Camaro, Randy, Rick Nelson, whenever he pops by, whenever you guys pop by, I'm always happy to see that at least one person wants to hear some random kid from Montreal talk about the Canadiens. You guys know this by now. I've said this every time, blah, blah, blah. But thank you guys again from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for watching me stream for the Montreal Canadiens for this 2022-23 season. I hope you guys are back for 23-24 this summer. Legitimately, I want to boost the subscribers. I want to try and get 1,000 before the beginning of the regular season. That'd be awesome if we could finally get monetized on the channel and I could start making money for this, because it'd be awesome to try and upgrade, maybe not the mic because it's a freaking Blue Yeti, but maybe upgrade the webcam to a 1080p one, maybe upgrade some of the software I have on my computer, maybe buy some software, get Photoshop maybe. There's some stuff that I really want to do for the channel, but that probably requires using legitimate money, which I don't have. But yeah, no, I definitely want to I definitely want to do some more stuff this off season. I know I've said before that I want to do streams and videos, and I upload maybe 2-3 things in the off season, which I don't want to do. I genuinely this year, I want to stream. I want to do more videos. I want to do a lot of stuff that I just haven't done. I want to thank you guys in the biggest way possible, and that is by uploading content this summer and uploading year round, not just the 25 days of Harry, uploading those 25 videos and doing the Canadian streams. And uploading random videos sporadically. I want to legitimately do as much as I can to make you guys entertained and to help you guys, and you guys can use me as a distraction from the real world and whatever's going on. I want you guys to be able to come to the channel, and I want you guys to come to the channel. I want you guys to have a fun time, and we can joke and laugh and talk about stuff, have discussions, and never turn into me and Noah or me and God, what was his name? Not Bob when he was here. Not turn into me versus Bob where it's something super toxic. I always want to provide a safe and fun environment for you guys to be able to talk hockey or games or sports while getting a little bit edgy once in a while, having a little bit of the edge thrown in there once in a while. Yeah, I thank you guys again so much for coming by. Much appreciated. I love every single one of you guys. Thank you so much. And thank you, Bob. I'm glad that you wanted to be here on your birthday as well. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. If the Ducks get Bedard, that is a nasty encore for sure, Gabriel. Was it Bedard, Zegras, Troy Terry? They still have Jakob Silverberg, I think, who can resign. He's not young, but still pretty good. Mason McTavish, that is going to be a young, crazy good Ducks core. In 3 to 4 years, when Lucas Dostal takes over as their starter as well, that's going to be a good team. Basically, yeah, Columbus, Anaheim, Chicago, San Jose were all last place at some point this season, and it came down to the very end. Pretty much, Gabriel. Yeah, pretty much. Don't forget, Harry, if the Kansas lose, you got to go live. That is true, Gabriel. If the Hartford Whalers do lose, I do have to go live. I just want to make sure I acknowledge that before you did your sign-off, like it or not. I'm going to be back next season. Oh, believe me, Bob, I love it that you're going to be back next season. Hell yeah. Seriously, always learn. Great Habs info here. Great job in ass-kicking. Not ass-kissing. Thank you, Bob. Hopefully you're not ass-kicking either. I'd hope that's not the case. But thank you, Bob, again. Much appreciated. I'm glad that I always can help. I can always help, whether it's, you've been watching hockey, this is your first year, or this is your 50th year or whatever, anything in between or whatever, more or less. No matter how long you've been watching hockey, I always love being able to help try and teach something new or learn something new. I always love learning new info as well, like the stuff last year with learning about the Kostitsyn twins and the Russian mob and the drinking that got to them. Like, that's always cool information to learn. Maybe not great information, but it's always something useful to know about. Why these players ended up leaving the Canadiens, or it's always great learning history about the Canadiens. And I'm always glad that I can help teach stuff about or help people learn information about the Canadiens or hockey in general. And I'm always happy to help, and I'm always here to share my opinion and give thoughts on anything that you guys want, and hopefully make an educated opinion or an educated, give an educated take on something that you guys want to know about. And I'm more than happy to do so. I thank you guys again for wanting to learn from me and also wanting to help me learn. I appreciate that a lot, guys. Thank you all so much. Yeah, go live during the summer, maybe. Rather, Gabriel, no, I'm going live for like gaming stuff. Like we can talk hockey, and we'll probably do a couple hockey streams, like for the draft lottery, maybe for the draft, maybe free agency, because the trade deadline stream was really really fun for the channel, definitely. Yeah, and I think like going live for like some trade rumors maybe would be very fun. Like let's talk to the NHL, who's getting traded, blah blah blah. Like I think it'd be fun to discuss like who could be getting traded from other teams. I think it'd be more than fun to do that. So yeah, I'm definitely going live during the summer for a lot of gaming stuff. Probably going to go live for some hockey stuff and some general let's talk, have some fun discussion streams as well, like just chatting if you're on Twitch or whatever, like stuff like that. That'd be more than fun to do, I think, and you guys would I'd hope show up for it. Again, my either Sunday or Monday we might do a golf stream with the Canadiens players, because why not? That would be fun. Let me just look up one specific game. Can you create players in Tiger Woods PGA Tour? I'll look that up. Because I do want to. I think it'd be really fun to do like a hangout stream and then have some golf happening. Like, and Michael Pezzetta's up to the course. He puts it and it's in. Michael Pezzetta at minus 14 on the course. He is leading by 3. I think that'd be really funny. Bob says, finish your game recap before your voice drops off and this becomes some strange ASMR channel. Well, too late, Bob, because we're already a golf channel. Too late. No, but thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. Back in the day, nobody really cared about contracts for the players with FA and the cap. Yeah, exactly. It's critical to know about the contracts. You know them inside out. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. If you want to know any of this, like without me being the one to tell you, there's a bunch of sites out there. Cap Friendly has great knowledge about all the contracts in the NHL. Stats HockeyDB.com is usually what I use, and Elite Prospects. There's great sites out there. Like I cannot take full credit for like, I know all of these because I'm looking at like the NHL stuff. No, it's what I'm getting from these sites and trying to remember and knowing about the cap and all this stuff. I do my best. Thank you guys so much. And I'm sure that was the case, Bob. Like back in the day, it was like, okay, who cares if Gretzky makes $12 million? There's nothing that we really need to worry about there. You can whatever, what's the players doing on the ice. But now you have to worry about the players on the ice and how much they're making and the salary cap and who's coming up through the systems, who are the upcoming prospects. You got to know about all this, who's about to bust in the NHL, who could have a breakout season. You got to know all this stuff, and I think it's awesome to really talk about all this. And I'm glad that you guys find it entertaining, and you guys that probably think I'm a nerd, but you're too nice to say it. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I do check Cap Friendly, but before I can type the players' names, you list off 7 players, AAVs, signing bonuses. Exactly, Bob. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cap Friendly. It's like, what do you think about Arbor Jack? Let me see. What's his cap making? Arbor. Oh, yeah, with Cole Caulfield as well, with what he could be making. I'm already talking about, 2024, 25. Like, and then this guy's going to be coming up. That's like, okay. Geek, not nerd. Exactly, Bob. Thank you. I'm a geek, not a nerd. Thank you. By the way, I hope you guys appreciated the Habs jerseys. I hope you guys appreciated the white jersey in the back, because that took a long time to get that in the back without it fucking falling off. It took a while for me to get that up there. Yeah, Bob, exactly. Yeah, it's like okay, AR, and for 24, 25, right? Exactly. Like it's like I can ramble these things off, and I take pride in that. Genuinely, I take pride in that, and I'm very happy about that. That I know so much about the cap that I can help teach other people about that. And I thank you, Bob, again. Appreciate that. Gabriel, any idea when you go live next? I probably Sunday or Monday. I would think it depends on if there's a golf game that I have access to right now that I can create guys in. Because again, I'm serious about this. I want to do a golf tournament with the Montreal Canadiens. I want to do a golf tournament with the Canadiens and create them in like Tiger Woods 04 or 05, like I said. I'd love to do that. I think it'd be the funniest thing in the world to have, 5'8" Cole Caulfield, and he's up to the plate, or he's up to the plate. He's up to the hole, and he hits it, and it's in. You know, I'm serious about this. I want to do a Habs golf tournament on stream. I think that'd be the funniest thing to do. The only issue is actually now I'm thinking about it. We're Friday now. Technically, that's 2 days to do it, and we're going to be out Saturday, so it's really only a day for me to do it today. I might not be able to get to it Sunday or Monday. It might be a little bit later in the week, but I do at least want to try and stream Sunday or Monday. Maybe we'll do so again, like I said, some WWE2K15. Maybe we'll just have a hangout stream, talk about the playoffs and whatever. Maybe we'll discuss once I get the playoff predictions video out. Maybe I'll do a stream talking about that or whatever. Maybe I'll hype that up a bunch in the chat or whatever. We'll see. But I would like to do that. And again, like I said, whether it is Sunday or Monday or later in the week, I would love to do, like I said, a Habs golf tournament and see, you know what? Hey, Habs are eliminated from the playoffs, but who's the best golfer? The only issue is, like, I don't know how to gauge guys' like golf stats. Like, I might make everybody like the default overall. Like, I don't know how it works if you can like set all their overalls, or if it's like, oh, you have like the points, because I know like there's certain EA games, like I think UFC, you have a certain amount of points you can spend, and then like there's others like NHL where you can make a guy a 36 or a 99 if you want, for example. So I don't know. Like I said, maybe we'll figure out what to do. If you can only create like if you only have a certain amount of guys in the tournament, I don't know. Maybe I'll create like, I don't know, 8 or 10. I don't know how many you can have, but like I think that would be fun. I think that'd be really funny to have a Habs golf tournament, like I said, on stream. Of course, this is also depending on if it's even possible to have a tournament in game. That's completely like dependent on if you can even have a tournament, like I said. But we'll see. We'll work off that. All right. If you drill a very small hole into the top of that shelf, that is true, Bob. It would stay there. The only thing is, I don't want that to be up forever. This was literally just because it was the last game of the year. So I'll probably try and do this in the future, is have the Habs jersey up for the game of the year, and then like have the little figures up top, and then did I not put I put the wall and the Conn Smythe up there too, with the Drouin and the Toffoli boxes, and then the Pricey and Gallagher. Like fucking hell. And now that I think about it, I could have probably replaced all the cards here, but right behind me with the with Habs cards. I didn't think about that before the stream, but to be fair, who doesn't want to see Yaroslav? Fuck, the link is covered up. Damn it. Who doesn't want to see a Paul Byron rookie card? To be fair, who does not want to see that? But oh my god, my voice hurts. But yeah, no, I like, it would be fine to drill a small hole. But again, if it's only a once a year thing, there's like, I don't know if I'd want to like risk, because like the top of the shelf was not there initially. My dad made that, which I know it looks really good. It looks like the rest of the shelf because it genuinely does. But it was not with the shelf originally. This was made separately. So I don't know if like drilling a hole, I don't want to fuck it up and accidentally like make a crack in it, because knowing my luck, that would happen. But again, if it's just a 1 year thing, like whatever. Like I think it's fine. It's funnier for me to struggle to put it on, and then I come on stream. It's like, appreciate this, you know. Oh god, sorry boys. I gotta spit real quick. I'm sorry boys. Thankfully no blood, so we're good so far. True story. I used to play Tiger Woods video games. It was pretty decent. I'm not a gamer. Hey, Bob, that's sick. My dad, same thing actually. He used to play a lot of the Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2005 to be specific, I think. He used to play that a lot, and he was pretty good at it too. He used to be a gamer. He doesn't play much anymore. When he does play, it's usually either golf, fishing, or baseball. the very rare, like once or twice every few years, he wants to play a game with me. It's like, hey, bring up your PlayStation. You got a baseball, golf, or fishing game, right? And it's usually, yeah, Dad, I got a baseball game, you know. So, yeah. But I'm down for that Habs tournament. Hell yeah, Bob, let's go, man. Like I said, I'll see if you can do that, like CPU versus CPU or whatever. Because if you can, I will gladly do a Habs tournament for you guys. That'd be sick. I still think you need a second camera. Oh yeah, Bob, I definitely do. Do you have two PCs there? I do have two PCs, Bob. Actually, I have two webcams. I have this one. At least I still should have it. I have a really shitty, like old school Logitech. I have a really shitty, like Logitech. So what I could do is, like, I could probably get it on like a stack of books, or like on my speaker, for example, and like put the Logitech there, for example, not have any audio coming from it, but just like like I can look here and then like I can switch the camera and then look here, for example, and then I'd have the Logitech. It looks really bad, but it'd be really funny, I think, to go from a half decent 720p to a 240p webcam. I think that'd be really funny at some points. But it would be really sick to get like an alternate view. Or if I could put like here, for example, and then like I move everything over a little bit. Exactly, just do random cuts. So I'm just like talking here, and then it just like cuts to where I'm just like right here, and I don't notice it. It's like, oh shit. Well, guys, and then it cuts back here, and then I'm like here, like fuck. Okay, boys. It would be funny if I could somehow get the random cuts in there. That would be really funny. But I do have two PCs, Bob. I have the one that I'm using now, which is the really good PC, and then I have my old school kind of shitty PC. Not old school. It's a half decent PC. It's not meant for what I wanted to do, which is why I have this one. But the old PC is still pretty decent. I do have that though. Vegas up 2-1 against Seattle in third. If they win, they play Winnipeg. Damn, Gabriel. Thank you. Oh God. Oh my God, me and a couple buddies used to play some. Yeah, RBI baseball. Yeah, that's for the NES and SNES, was it not? RBI baseball video game series. Yes, RBI baseball in '87. First console game licensed by the MLBPA. Yes, the NES. It was released in the arcade for the Tengen 2. Oh no, that's the developers. Okay, it was released on the arcade. Oh my, it was released for fucking everything. This was released for the PS4 too. Holy shit, nice. But yeah, no, I remember RBI baseball. I haven't played it, but I do remember hearing about it. I think I have that actually on the NES. Let me look really quickly because I have not an emulator. I have a totally legitimate catalog of all my games. Let me look real quick. Because I should have 89 Oakland had. Oh yeah, McGuire and Canseco. Yes. Do I have it? I somehow do not have RBI baseball. Unless it's, out of the 300 NHL games, or NHL game, NES games, I somehow don't have RBI baseball, surprisingly. Back in the 90s, yeah, Bob, yeah. Just the random cuts you could do in a side where you suddenly shift and make some side joke or comment to the other camera. Oh my God. Yes, that'd be sick. Like I'm just talking. and guys, I'm going to get some water, and then turn and be like, I'm not going to get water. I'm going to go get some cocaine or something. That would be sick, actually. That'd be sick. That would be really, really funny, actually, Bob. It's like, I'm not going to get water. As if you guys can't see me from the other camera. That would be funny, Bob, actually. I like that, actually. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, I like that. It's like, yeah, guys, I'm going to go for a water break real quick. I'm going to go get some water, So if you guys could just hold tight, I'm going to play a song. I'll be back in a minute. And then this, I'm going to piss. And then that's where I leave it and just cut to the music break. Exactly, Bob. Just perfect. Like, there's so many good ideas here. And plus it's probably even funnier because it's a decent camera, this one, and then I'm shifting to a 240p camera that you can barely make out the pixels, especially if I make it look purposefully shitty. Okay, and hockey too. You do love the comedy and hockey. I do know that, Bob. Which I'm sorry, by the way, I still have not seen The Naked Gun. I gotta watch The Naked Gun. I gotta watch Naked Gun and Airplane. Those are two movies that I have not seen yet. Well, that and Star Wars, and I haven't seen E.T. yet, and I've seen Wayne's World, actually. I've seen Wayne's World. Not great. I haven't seen... I'm looking for movies in my collection that I haven't seen yet. I haven't seen Youth to Revolt. Z for Zachariah was kind of garbage. Zoolander was not that great. Maybe I need to rewatch it. I've not seen Where the Wild Things Are. That's a great movie. I've heard. I gotta watch it, though. What's Eating Gilbert Grape was really, really solid. That was a really solid drama movie. All right. Oh, boy. All right, guys. I got to finish this recap. I'm sorry. We're pushing near 3 hours. It is 1 a.m. in the fucking morning. It is 1 in the goddamn morning. And, I got to... Oh, my God. Why are so many... Wait, what? Oh, my God. Well, what? Well, Wayne Gretzky, wait, what? Dude, people are actually thinking, you need an assistant, set prep before stream, write the script and poems. Bob, why do I feel like you're trying to make me Rick? I mean, low-key, I would not mind writing some poems. Like, Rick's on, the serious Habs poems. I could be more of a jokey type of poem guy. It's like, what is a pizza? Thank you. Art. It's art. peasant. Not poems. Wait, what? Write the script in poems? You need assistance, set prep before stream, write the script in poems. So don't tell him. Don't exactly, Bobby. Just don't tell Rick. Just don't tell Rick that you're also doing poems. Exactly. Just don't tell him and hope he doesn't watch the streams. Pretty much. But I wrote a poem. I wrote a poem about TH. Oh my God, SG. All right, let me do that real quick because I think I should have Chat GPT. Try Chat GPT. I should have this open. I will do this right now before I end the stream. I will do this right now before I end the stream. I decided not to share because it's his thing. That's. Oh, he wrote a poem about talking Habs. Oh, I'm stupid about TH. You know, I decided to share it because. Well, Bob. Bob. I would think that's fine. I would think Rick would like that actually. I think Rick would like a poem about the stream. That'd be kind of sick actually. That'd be really cool. I think he'd appreciate that actually. Oh God, where's my account? Maybe this is my account password. No, is that my account password? No, is that my account password? Okay, never mind. I'm not logging into ChatGPT right now. Almost done my scotch. Oh shit, Bob. All right, yeah, I've got to hurry up because Jesus, we're pushing 3 hours, and again, my voice is killing me. All right, I think I ended with Ullinen. 6 goals, 10 assists, 16 points. Michael Pezzetta has 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points. Rem Pitlick, 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points. Justin Barron, 4 goals, 11 assists, 15 points. Brendan Gallagher, 8 goals, 6 assists, 15 points. Or 14 points, sorry. Yoel Armia, 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. Alex Belzil, 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points. Jonathan Kovacevic, 2 goals, 12 assists, 14 points. Arbor Jacki, 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points. Joel Edmondson, 2 goals, 13 assists, 15 points. I don't know why he was there with the 13 points. Sorry, he should be right under Justin Barron, actually. Rysavkovsky, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. Dennis Gurianov, during his short tenure as a Canadian so far, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points. Chris Tierney with goal, 5 assists for 6 points during his short tenure with the Canadiens as well. Chris Weidman, 6 assists. All right, Harry, I'm going to head out. Great streams all season. See you for your next one. Have a good night. Thank you, Gabriel. Much appreciated. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you coming by. Thank you very much, Gabriel. Holy hell. Anthony Richard, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points during his call-ups for the Canadiens. Sean Farrell and Lucas Condotta with a goal. Jake Allen, Cork Sheneman, and Joel Teasdale each with an assist as well. All these subs in here continually disrupting your hair. I can't believe anyone would do that to you. Exactly, Bob. These guys are so rude. Continually interrupted me and never letting me get through my stats. 3 hours. How dare the chat interact with me? How dare the chat ask me for opinions on stuff? How dare they try and engage with a person they like? How dare they? How dare they? Arbor Jacki leads the Canadiens with 9 fights on the year. Michael Pezzetta has 8. Jake Evans and Caden Cooley with 2. Joel Edmondson being an asshole. We'll find out in a second. Because Kirby Doc, Josh Anderson, Mike Matheson, Joel Edmondson, Brendan Gallagher, Alex Belzil, Jonathan Kovacevic, and Chris Weidman all have a fight this year. Edmondson decided, hey, I want to make Harry go out of breath even faster because I'm going to add to his fight total for this year. Thank you, Joel Edmondson. They all have 1 fight this year. Big amount of fights for the Canadiens this year. Damn it. Next season, I promise I'll duct tape my hands so I don't type too much when I'm here. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad you will not be an interactor and more of a inner smackter. I don't know. I got to work on my puns. But but that is going to do it for the Canadian season, boyos. Thank you guys so much again for coming by. I love every single one of you guys. I appreciate you guys, whether you're here and you're in the chat or you're just a lurker, you prefer to just listen to my opinions. The poll, I just sit in the corner quietly, exactly. Just, well, here, I don't know what the cap is for this guy, and I need to know. Cap Friendly won't tell me because I type, you would have told me in 2 seconds, but I'll just sit here and I'll watch the stream. Just very quietly. All right. So the end of the poll results before I get to the outro. How was the Canadiens 22-23 season? We had 32 votes. Injuries ends the year is the big winner with 34%. I happen to agree. Could have been better, surprisingly, 28%. That's actually kind of fair. It could have been better. Thinking about it, could have been better, and injuries are kind of one and the same, actually. So, fuck, I probably could have done something different. Forgettable has 25%, which I think is kind of fair. And not bad, 12%. I would actually be in the not bad injuries category. Injuries definitely prolong the season, or actually definitely hurt us more in the season. However, the season overall was not bad, especially with all the injuries that we had. I'm actually kind of impressed with how we didn't completely fall apart. We were just competitive and just lost more than we won, basically, with all the injuries. So that is going to do it again, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Rice. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, and share on everything, which includes, but is not at all limited to, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and everything else. My name is Rice. Subscribe to join. Okay, Harry. Thanks for all the love for my birthday. Appreciate it, man. I'm out, but we'll look for your next stream near the draft or sooner. Keep your stick on the ice and the ice in your scotch. Yes, Bob, I love it. Keep it. So in other words, I will keep the hockey stick in my scotch. I don't know if it's gonna taste very good, but I will try that out. No, but thank you, Bob. Thank you so much for coming by, man. Again, happy birthday one more time, because you can never have too many birthday wishes. I'm out, but look for your next stream near the draft or sooner. Thank you, Bob. Again, I will definitely be streaming a lot over the summer. At least I plan to, of course, depending on my Wi-Fi and how all that works. But I definitely want to stream as soon as next week. Thank you very much, man. Great season. Definitely, Bob. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I will keep my stick on the ice and the ice in the scotch. Maybe Saturday, because I'm going out. I might try scotch. I'll see. Maybe. No guarantees. If I'm feeling brave, maybe. But thank you, Bob. Again, I appreciate it. Great season for sure. Thank you for coming by, man. Much appreciated. And Bob, if you would type one more message. If you could type one more message, that would be appreciated, Bob. If you're still here, hopefully. There we go. If I get an early release from prison, I will drop by a live stream or two. Cheers. Bob, thank you, man. Again, much appreciated. I'll drop by a live stream or two. Hopefully, if you get out, hopefully you can get an early release from prison. Hopefully you can get an early release from prison. I'm just gonna stop. How am I a YouTuber with mushmouth again? No, but seriously, thank you, Bob, again. Hopefully you can get an early release from prison and can drop by for some streams. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. See you in the future, my guy. Much appreciated. Love you, Bob. Hell yeah. Oh boy. But again, guys, that is gonna do it again. If you're a member of the, thank you guys. Subscribe to join the Puff Club, the HC Club, the Sub Hub, and if you remember the Mod Squad, thank you for moderating on any comments. Thank you for moderating any comments and or any streams that are much greatly appreciated. Again, guys, thank you so much. Links in the description on the Amazon Assist, the P.O. Box, and the PayPal, the Discord, Letterboxd, Speedrun account, and the Twitch are all down there as well. Thank you guys again for watching. My name is Rice. I'm Montreal. And always remember, no matter how bad we are like last season, how all right we were like this year, and hopefully better like we are next year. Go Habs, go, baby. Thank you guys again so much for a memorable, to me at least, 22-23 season. This team, oh my God, Sporty coming in right at the end of the stream, was highlighted by, don't say Michael Pezzetta. Don't say Michael Pezzetta. Don't say Michael Pezzetta. Thanks, Harry. Thank you. No problem, Bob. I'm glad you know. God damn it, Sporty. God damn it. Bob, no problem, man. This team was very much highlighted by Michael Pezzetta riding the stick. Oh yeah, yes it was. Yes it was, Sporty. It was highlighted by Michael Pezzetta riding the stick, indeed. Thank you very much, Sporty. I appreciate you coming in at the last second. You have lost your mind. I've got a wrench. This is the best birthday present ever. All right, Bob. I'm sorry. It's at the end of the stream, but God damn it, you just got the fucking pinned comment of the day, pinned comment of the year, pinned comment of the fucking season, probably. God, it's the fucking, my mind has been lost. What the fuck you talking about? That is true. That is true, Sporty, actually. That is very true. But Bob with the wrench, I'm glad that I gave him the best birthday present ever. I'm very happy about that. I've got a wrench. I've got a rock. Let's go. Oh my God, boys. I got to get out of here. We'll stay live for 2 more minutes until we hit 3 hours. Why not? You're killing me. Thank you, Bob. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Oh boy. I will work again on the outro again. Thank you, guys. Out of the morning, I always remember no matter what last year, how all right we are like this year, and again, how good we should be like next year. Go Habs, go, baby. Thank you all so fucking much again for a memorable 22-23 season. Just absolutely insane. That sounds like a band or a song title. I've got a wrench. Honestly, Bob, that would make a bad song title. You know what? That wouldn't be a bad country song. I'm going to write that down, actually. I'm actually going to write that down. I've got a wrench. That sounds like a pretty decent heartbreak song. Something like, And even though she left me with all my shit, I've got a wrench or something like that. Like, she might have left me, but at least I've got the wrench or something. How's your face not frozen yet from all the Habs lost stream thumbnails? Sporty. Drugs. Lots and lots of drugs. Yeah. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this stream. Again, thank you for a memorable 22-23 season. We hit 800 subs during this season. Hopefully in the off season we can get close, if not surpass 1,000 subscribers. We'll see if that does happen. Holy shit, boys. Thank you again so much for coming by to the streams. This is the end of the season. I hope to see you guys within the next week for another live stream. I love you guys so fucking much. Even though we broke up in a stinky kind of stench, it's all good because I got myself a brand new wrench. Bob, with the poetry of the decade, Bob, thank you. That's the place we're going to end it. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Race again, and I'm out. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. 3 fucking hours of a live stream. Oh, hell yeah. Bob, that's the start of a murder. That is true, Sporty. That is true. Like, we broke up in a stench, but it's good because I've got a wrench. Yes. Oh, but again, boys, I love you guys. Night, everyone. Night, Habs Guru. And like Lego say, hi and bye. Yes, sir, Bob. Let's go. The Habs Guru, thank you for coming by. Sporty, thank you for coming by the last couple minutes. Over 3 hours again. My voice is cracked. Love you guys. Bye, guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye. Let's go. Until next season, all hail Caulfield. Why did I just do that? Oh, God. That is... Oh, no. I'm going to end the stream before I get myself canceled.